Are we live? Okay. Dang it. Uh, I don't know what happened. I think I clicked the wrong button or something. Hopefully we're live for Handsome Tuesday. Is this Handsome Tuesday? Are we at Handsome Tuesday yet? LOL Snap says this is becoming my favorite part of the day. Awesome. Happy to be a part of that. I gotta get this. My setup when I'm traveling sucks, so I gotta have a second screen. I'm cooked out here, guys. One screen, looking at the chat on my phone. I'm doing my best, but we're struggling over here. There we go. Let me see what we got. Yep, that's me. We are back. We got a lot going on. Hopefully everything stays up and doesn't crash, and I don't hit the wrong button. I really am a boomer. I'm accepting that. We got Gable Stevenson. We got Craig Jones. We got some wrestling. I should actually be watching wrestling right now, but I'm streaming to you guys. If I had my other screen, I could probably watch some wrestling too. But I make sacrifices too. But yeah, oh man, some good matches, man. Some good matches, and the ladies are up. LOL Snap. He said he don't like the ladies, but listen, I like the lady wrestlers. I'm rooting for them all the way. All right, all the way. I'm rooting for them. LOL Snap says, I told Hector, he said he was crazy. You know you crazy. Come on. We know he's crazy. Now, I thought he was crazier. He gonna come after me. Why would you sell me out? LOL Snap. He gonna do some judo. He gonna do some judo moves on me. I'm gonna have to pull guard. I'm gonna have to pull guard. That's all I can do. My judo's terrible. All right, I'm pulling guard, man. LOL Snap got me pulling guard. Now I can't see none of the data. I don't know what the heck's going on in my podcast or live stream. Yeah, I can't see who's in the chat or anything, so I'll try my best. LOL Snap says, anything with women involved is considered cute to me. I don't take it. Okay. Well, I do. We're gonna have to make you watch some women wrestling. I mean, Kennedy Blades, Helen. I don't think Sarah Hildebrandt's on there. He says, I can't say nothing he's saying. LOL Snap, I can't say nothing you saying. He says all the women were robbing him. He said that's what made him go off the handle for a while. Okay, so I was right. LOL Snapped, I was right. I was completely right. All right, there you go. Case solved. I was right the whole time. We got a lot going on, but again, people, I can't see what's going on. What's going on, man? Happy Handsome Tuesday. I can't see, I got one screen. I can't see what's going on, so I just struggle stream. But who else is struggle streaming for 3 hours? Yeah, we go to about 2, hopefully. I'm doing my best, everybody. He says, yeah, he's not mad at you. He thought it was funny. Okay. Because, you piss off a Cuban. I ain't never pissed off a Cuban before, and I don't want to piss off a Cuban. Have you ever seen a pissed off Cuban? I don't want to see that. I don't want to see any of my Latino brothers pissed off. Not at me. My Caribbean, Latino, I don't want to see none of you guys pissed off. Because you guys passionate over there. You passionate. Too passionate. Don't take that passion out on me. That's all I can ask. Again, everybody, I can't see anything. I don't know what the heck's happening. I'm on my phone to see the comments, so we'll try to get through this live stream. That's all we can do till I get back home. Get my secondary screen, because otherwise I'm cooked, man. Again, happy Handsome Tuesday. We got a lot going on today. A lot of Gable Stevenson, Craig Jones. This sport, you just wake up and see what's going on, Wrestling be quiet. Judo be crickets. But jiu-jitsu, best believe we're going to have some drama. And I'll be there. This channel did not start off covering all these stories and stuff. We started off watching videos, breaking them down. and then it kind of slowly devolved into this. Maybe it's my fault. Maybe it's my fault chasing those views, trying to get those numbers. I just don't think jiu-jitsu is that popular, even online. It's hard to make jiu-jitsu content. I was talking to my homeboy. He has some good real life content, and he was like, "Man, I had to take a break from that." I think my boy John Thomas about the only one that posts consistently, techniques wise. It's kind of tough to do that. I can't even see. I see your comment there, but I don't see it on the bottom. Judo's is the hood. I just missed it. It ain't showing up. I'm sorry, bro. Oh, wait. Can I read it on here? Did you delete it or something? I saw it on there for a second. Wait a second. Live chat. Okay, I see it now. Judo is the hood. It's so much crazy stuff going on over there that it's normal, so no one talks about it. I need my judo people to talk about it. Chewy posts almost Chujitsu. Nah, we ain't watching this technique. You watching this technique? Well, you're a big guy. John, the only person I probably will follow. He says, I have an idea of your stream that could make it big. If it involves taking the girls out, and if it's misogynistic, I can't do it, bro. I want my stream to grow, but not too fast and not too big to where I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I'm about that slow, consistent growth. I want consistency. And LOL Snap gonna have me out there fighting some Cubans, getting my neck broken by some Cubans, judoka, by Hector Lombard. LOL Snap gonna have me getting jacked up by Hector Lombard out there. Chewy posts almost. I don't really follow Chewy that much, because he gave Brandon Reed a black belt. He gave Brandon Reed a black. He says I roll like I'm 100 pounds. LOL. At least that's what everyone told me. After you crushed him to death, you 280, bro. What you talking about, 100 pounds? Where'd the 100 pounds go? Where'd the 180 pounds go? Maybe, man. I'm going to go out there and roll a few, and you're going to try to go for that heel hook. I don't know what I'm going to go for on you. I'm going to have to figure that out. We might need to do a meetup in Houston. We'll get some rolling in. You guys know I don't be ducking. Some of these online guys be ducking. Some of these online guys you ain't never seen roll. He said no, he might tune in. Who, Chewy or Hector Lombard? Uh-oh, Hector Lombard. I'm sorry, Hector. I blame LOL Snapped. LOL Snapped. Not only did he rat me out, he said, "Come check out the live stream." Uh-oh. There we go. We had a good thing going. Hector Lombard coming for me today. No diddy. All right, guys, we're gonna get into some stories. Again, I can't see half the stuff you guys are posting. I can't see who's in the chat. I ain't got no data, no information on here. I'm flying blind out here. I am flying blind. Can't refresh nothing. Can't see the data. Can't select my stream. Okay, well, we back. You guys still there? Okay, I can see some data now. You know how it is, man. We just vibe on here, really. We vibe, I rant. We talk about UFC, jiu-jitsu, MMA, boxing, a little bit of boxing, wrestling, judo. And in 3 hours, disappear like that. It'd be quick. So yeah, let's get into it. Again, if you guys want to support the channel, let people know about the live stream. Now, if I'm talking about the people, don't let them know about the live stream. Don't tell the people I'm talking about. Don't tell Moneyberg, Hector Lombard. Don't tell those people what I'm talking about. Do you plan to fight soon? Fight? You mean like compete? Yeah, I just said I'm trying to do trials and I need some points for IBJJF. So I've been competing this whole time. He says, man, I still don't know how I found this channel. I don't know how he found it either. The algorithm found you for me. But yeah, MacTuber, whatever tournaments I can do. I did Pans, I did ADCC Open Atlanta, New Jersey Open. Did I do something else? I think I did 3 tournaments this year. So I want to do Nogi Worlds, ADCC trials, and some IBJJF opens. So at least 3 to 4 more tournaments this year, which is pretty good for me. And for you guys who don't know, I compete in adult division. Got some hair in here. Adult division. So algorithm for the win. Sometimes the algorithm's not bad. All right, let's get into some stories. I think my voice is warmed up, and I got my hot tea over here. I'm doing good. Hope, and also it's Handsome Tuesday, everybody. Happy Handsome Tuesday. Remember that. So I'm gonna look at. I won't be looking at my screen as much. I never seen you fight. Good luck. Well, put it in YouTube, bro. Put it in YouTube. Easy peasy. People be thinking I suck or something. Go check out YouTube. LL Snap says, come to Houston. All right, bro. I might need to come to Houston. Let me fight them Cubans off. Is Hector Lombard going to be there? JH says, yeah, me too. I have no idea how we got here, but I mean, it's not about the results. It's about the journey. That is true. That is true. All right, hopefully nothing crashes. Again, I'm on my phone to see the comments. What kind of tea you got? I got some peppermint tea with some honey in there, bro. I got that honey going. It's been helping my throat too. You know, no Diddy. What the heck am I on? Oh shoot, let me go back. Hope nothing crashes. All right, let me switch over. There we go. All right, we got a lot of not drama, but we got a lot of stuff going on. Again, people, I'm on my phone watching comments, so if I miss you, not on purpose. It's not because I hate you. I just didn't see it, or I was ranting. Oh, shoot. Or I was ranting. You know this ain't no AI generated. What AI generated person drops stuff and be drinking tea? LL Snap says no. MacTube says, bro, peppermint tea is so good for the stomach aches. I just recently learned that in the last few years. Wow, I didn't know it was good for stomach. I just been drinking tea. Alrighty, let's get this show on the road. Hopefully you guys can see everything. Oh, wait, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Man, come on, this screen. It's terrible. There we go. Again, I can't see anything. I gotta look at the screen on my phone to see what's going on. So Ariel Helwani, you guys know him. Dana White exposed by the journalists. He continues to get exposed, but he said reach out to me so I can not do that interview with you. So Ariel Helwani, you guys know him. He says Gable Stevenson claims Craig Jones asked him to take a dive in their canceled CGI2 match. Does anybody believe that? Does anybody really believe that? I don't really believe that. I don't trust Gable Stevenson. Does anybody? Raise your hand if you trust Gable Stevenson. How you trust him? He got turf toe, allegedly. You know he was lying about that. Come on, Gable. We know you lying about that. What wrestler? I ain't never heard of a wrestler having turf toe. Wrestlers be rolling with staff, broken. Jordan Burroughs, he broke his leg, and then the next week later, he won the world championship. They be wrestling with broken shoulder, elbow dislocated, neck. They be in a neck brace. Didn't that one wrestler win? He won the Olympics with a broken neck. Come on, man. What Gable Stevenson on? Take a dive in their canceled CGI2 match. If you really want to ask, there was a look in the eye of saying, hey, I'm going to retire after this match. I don't want to take this loss. Can you do this for me? And we'll leave it at that. I mean, I'm pretty sure Craig could beat you without trade. I'm sure. I'm sure Craig could have beat you just like he beat Chael Sonnen. That buggy choke or something. I don't know if he could buggy choke you, Gable Stevenson, but he could have taken your back, choked you out, grabbed your foot, grabbed your turf toe. That's what I would have done. I would have grabbed that turf toe. Kurt Angle. Yeah, Kurt Angle. LL Snap says, I believe it. You always going to defend the wrestlers. MacTube says, I don't really know when Craig is telling the truth ever since he's the biggest troll. Well, you guys kept feeding that troll to this point. He says, I personally did not have any ill intention with pulling out of this match. I stayed quiet because I'm a man. What do you mean you're a man? I didn't think that of you. I'm not going to go out there and speak bad about somebody because something's wrong or something didn't go my way. I look at things in a different way. What is he saying? Maybe he doesn't because he hasn't accomplished anything in his field. He lost to Gordon Ryan maybe 3 to 4 times. You know, Gable's in the Gordon Ryan camp. So, LOL Snap says, I wrestle with a broken back. Jesus Christ, bro. You know you're not human, LOL Snap. You ain't human, bro. How you do that? Wrestlers be wrestling with a broken back, broken neck, broken leg, but that turf toe took him out. Gable, even if Craig told you to take a dive, you could have gone out there and you could have still fought. Anything would have been better than saying you had turf toe. Heck, you could have just said that before. Hey, Craig told me to take a dive, and I don't want to do it, so I'm not taking the fight. We would have respected you if you said that and had some receipts. MacTube says Gable is in way better shape than Chael was late notice. That's not my fault. What shape got to do when you get caught in a buggy choke? How being in a good shape gonna help you? How being in better shape don't help you when you get caught in submissions. You already it ain't gonna help you. You got more muscle and whatever, you leaner. That ain't gonna help you when you get caught in a submission. Craig says, a man of truth. Gabby says, bro, ha ha ha, what a clown. Craig says, UFC championship level integrity. So is that zero integrity? What level of integrity does the UFC have? Got the ASMR. I'm sorry, I got to drink that tea. People will be complaining when I eat or drink, and I'm like, dude, what the heck you want me to do? I'm streaming 3 hours. I can't eat nothing. I'm over here dying of hunger. Now, one episode I was eating some Costco pizza. That was a good episode. I was smacking that time. That was a good. I'm gonna have to do that again. I gotta show you guys that I'm not AI. You know, AI can't eat pizza like me. I was smacking that day. That was good. That Costco pizza. Let me know if you know what that Costco pizza's like. Says you do still look good when you wake up. LO Snap says they just numb it, but as soon as they need to wear off, as soon as that wears off, you going to feel it everywhere. Robert Thompson, he says Gable Stevenson is hanging out with Gordon Ryan and John Jones. Now he's doing some bad behavior and making excuses. Yeah, man, that's the worst. That's the worst crowd of people to be a part of. Gordon Ryan and John Jones. And let's throw Moneyberg in there. That's like the worst group of people. Would you guys want to hang out with those people? Now, my man, where's my man Whitfield at? Where's Jason Whitfield at? He like him some Gordon Ryan now. Robert Thompson says, I remember the Costco episode. That was a good bro. I was smacking, bro. I got to go back to Costco. I'm supposed to be making weight, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Edwin says, I don't know if anyone would take a dive when their stock could go up to defeat one of the most well-known jiu-jitsu athletes. Yeah, I don't believe anything Gable's saying right now. I don't trust you, Gable Stevenson. He ain't ever gonna fight me. He gonna run away. He gonna get turf toe again. Says bro didn't want to get slept by a buggy choke live on YouTube. I'm not sure if that's ego. I mean, why did he sign up for the fight anyway? If you didn't want to do it, why did you sign up for it? You didn't have to fight Craig Jones. You could have not wasted everybody's time. Now everybody against you. The whole jiu-jitsu community, which is a couple million people. Gable didn't train at B Team. He was not an established member of the team. He also didn't do any photoshops. Oh, what does that mean? Oh, Photoshop. Okay, I got what you guys saying. Craig Jones says, I'm now doubting all his tales. You should, if you're smart. It says, but it is the best group to be a part of if you want to be a good fighter. MacTube, we don't support UFC on here. If you don't know that, we don't support the UFC or Gordon Ryan or John Jones on here. I mean, you can be a good fighter without those guys. You don't need those guys to be a good fighter. And if anything, you know, think about Gable Stevenson. He built like Cormier. He should be working out with Cormier and not John Jones. And Gordon don't know nothing about MMA. Get him out of there. LL Snap says that's too much Coke. What do you mean? Oh, with the guy. Coca-Cola, everybody. That's what LOL Snap meant to say. People, please be careful because whatever you type shows up on the screen. It shows up on that screen there, and everybody can read that. Yeah, that's the worst. John Jones ain't no good influence. You think hanging out with John Jones is good for your career? I think that might end your career. I don't really see too much on here. We're gonna move on. We got more stuff though. Don't worry, everybody. We got more stuff. Somehow I forgot to post about this, but we got Amit Allure and Mika Gaval. They're showing the gender reveal. The gender reveal. I meant to show this a couple days ago, but we missed out on that. The UFC don't even support John Jones. Well, they've supported him. They've definitely supported John Jones over the years. Because he was making them money, but I'm not sure about nowadays. When did you think about UFC nachos? Noche? I didn't watch it. I don't support the UFC. I didn't support the UFC. Robert Thompson says, they say, Gable Stevenson is going to be running away from car wrecks. Next thing you know, he's going to be doing some snow globe. This is a PG, this is a family channel. I'm trying to use some code words. Yeah, John Jones. I mean, Gordon not that better of a role model either. Robert Thompson says fastest ticket to the title. You sure? Nah, he ain't got the skill. Gable ain't got no hands. How you gonna win a title? You can't knock out somebody, especially heavyweight. You need to be able to knock people out. MacTube says, I know you don't support UFC or Gordon, but I think it's good to have different views in the chat so it's not one side. Okay, you can believe whatever you want. Believe whatever you want. This chat can be one-sided if I wanted to. I'm not saying it will be, but how are you going to defend UFC? That's either you defend the UFC or you don't. Now, they've done maybe 1 or 2 or 3 good things over the 30 years, but that's it. They did about 3 things good over the 30 years they've been in business. Maybe 4 good things. They still owe my man LOL Snap some money too. Let's watch these kids over here. Lifetime. Can't play that music. It's supposed to go black and white. MacTube said we gotta have different views. It's blue. We got a little Mika coming through. Man, this tea's good. Oh, I'm happy for them. Pot of Benz. Mika he definitely wanted a boy. Amit ain't really a girly girl. I mean, she can be a little bit. So I'm glad, I'm hoping they have the boy first and the girl second. Mika ain't training no time soon. He ain't training no time soon. My man. LOL Snap said he need to get ready for that child support. My man married. Josiah says, sup, Alec and Alakazams. What's going on, Mr. Josiah? Good to see you, brother. Anyway, I'm happy for these kids. 2026, January 2026. That gives me approximately 2 years to get ready for the Olympics. Congrats to Mika and future baby Mika. Now, I hope they don't put this kid on no supplements or nothing. Child support coming for this brother. LOL snap. I'm hoping they do well. You know, they are a young couple, so we don't know what's going to happen with these kids. Just apply for a new job. Awesome, Josiah. Look at your life changing. My man's life's changing. We happy for you, brother. Even if you can't be on the live stream as much, we happy for you. But yeah, I'm happy for these guys. I'm hoping, you know, that kid gonna change things. Who you think will be in Quintet 5? I'm not sure. I'm not sure who's gonna be out there. I mean, they had B team. I'm sure they're gonna have a new wave team or something. Maybe it might be the same teams as Quintet, as CGI. Sorry. They need to have a Middle Eastern team out there. Mika might be training more actually than ever to earn money. How are you going to be training when he got to watch the kids so she can train? She got the Olympics, so she going to take precedent over him. I don't know. No dads that are training more since they had kids. So, you know, Mika has achieved everything. You know, he's won Worlds. He's won ADCC. He's basically achieved everything. So he could maybe slow down a little bit if he wanted to. I don't know too many dads that, you know, once you have kids, I feel like your life is should be more focused on the kids, but I could be wrong. Look at Jordan Burroughs. LOL Snap says, Josiah, how is jiu-jitsu going? Robert Thompson says, how you get it, Josiah? Hope you get it. Okay. MacTube says, I wonder if they plan to get married. Well, they are engaged, but we don't know. Mushmaster said, what I miss, we got the Gable Stevenson story. Now we just looked at, we're watching a meet and Mika. We're talking about the child support he's going to have to be paying later. Josiah says, jiu-jitsu is great. Confusing, but great. Hope so, too. All right. LOL Snap says, go in there and he'll hook your professor, then look at him in the eye. He'll hook your professor, then look him in the eye. Josiah ain't got the skill to do that. Babysitters, bro. Nah. You think a meat gonna let some babysitter? Nah. That kid gonna need some protection 24/7. Mika gonna be the stay-at-home dad. Let's be honest here. Cause a meat, she gonna need that 2 years right after that baby comes out. Don't mean to say it like that. She gonna have to get ready for the Olympics. You know, it's gonna take a year or two to get ready for that Olympics. So I think Mika gonna be the stay-at-home daddy. He didn't get that $200K, so he yeah. What guy trains more after they have kids? That's why you need to get everything out your system first before you have the kids. I feel like I could be wrong. He over there eating cake. You say he gonna be training harder. He eating cake. He gotta take care of his wife. He ain't training hard. How are you training hard? Robert says, I just bring my kids to jiu-jitsu. Mushmaster says, why was Craig bringing up Gable's case now? Well, Gable called him out. Mika, a stay-at-home dad. He ain't the breadwinner. Mika, who do you think's the breadwinner in that relationship? It can't be Mika Galval. It's got to be a meat. She's the one bringing in all the money. Well, I'm sure Mika could bring some money in too, but he ain't got no citizenship. How he supporting a family in America? He ain't got no citizenship. Now, they might be okay in Brazil. LL Snap says, come to Houston. I will show you how to do a heel hook and set it up. And Josiah going out to Houston. LL Snap says, my wife break up with me. She paying child support. Well, we ain't all got a sugar mama, bro. MacTube says, do you think we'll ever see Mika versus Cade rematch? Did they have a match? Did Mika have a match with Cade? I don't remember that. Where was that at? Or Tackett. Was it Tackett? True, Alec, you do have a point. MacTube says, we don't know if she, yeah, she going to do the Olympics. She only 20 years old. We don't know if she still will do the Olympics after her mindset could completely change. Yeah, but, you know, if you got the chance to do the Olympics, you're gonna take that chance. They look mad young. They basically 20 years old. Yeah, they could have waited a little bit. This poor girl is on a 90-day fiance. She don't know what's going to happen to her. And Mika, Brazilian, he might have some other kids we don't know about. You know, my Brazilian friends, they be having some secret kids. They got a secret family. All my South American people, they got a second family. You know, LOL Snap got a second family. You just can't bring them up. MacTube says Olympics don't pay money. What you talking about, bro? So how will she be the breadwinner? Well, listen, she makes. You know, there's an endowment if you win the Olympics. At least in wrestling, she got $250, easy. Plus sponsors. You know, Amit got all them good sponsorships. You didn't know about my girl Amit. Well, Mika's girl Amit, she got them good sponsorships. She got the good sponsorships. She got them Israeli sponsorships. She good. She for sure making more money than Mika. Now Mika might need a money burg if you want to keep up with his wife. Josiah says not 90-day fiance. Yep. Mush Mattress says they couldn't wait out. Why couldn't they wait? My man didn't want to wear that rubber. That's all. Brazilians, they allergic. They can't wear that rubber. This is a family channel, everybody. Prophylactic. Is that the right word? What's the right word? Where's Jason Whitfield at? They probably should have waited. They should have waited 3 years, and then they could have all the kids they wanted. Amit could have had her 2 world championships, or she could have had a world championship, couple world championships, and another Olympic medal. And Mika could have had some more stuff too. I think they I don't know what was going on. But you know, these kids nowadays, the jiu-jitsu kids at least, they be having kids early. They be getting married early. You know, my man Mika had to get off whatever he was on. That's why look at him at CJI. That's why he looked like that at CJI. MacTube says Mika can probably earn more money being an instructor. Where, in Brazil? He ain't got no citizenship in America. He is one of the best in the world, but he's 19. Who wants to learn from a 19-year-old world champion? Nobody wants to learn from no 19-year-old. So people will definitely come to train with him. I don't think so. Where are you going to teach at? Brazil? He ain't got no citizenship. How are you going to move to America? You know, they might see, oh, wait, you got a girl pregnant over here. You travel too much. They might. What if they turn down his application for a marriage visa or whatever, marriage green card, whatever it is called? He's 19 years old. Who wants to? Do you want to train at the 19-year-old jiu-jitsu academy? I don't trust no 19-year-olds to teach me. Now, maybe if his dad opened a school, or you know, he could possibly get a job at Fight Sports or something. Maybe. But yeah, I don't know. Where does Amit live? She all over the place too. Robert Thompson says, "LL Snap, yeah, she is." What did LL Snap says? Cade beat Mika at ADCC. I know. What does that got to do with anything? Oh, Cade. But listen, you said CADE. Oh, I thought you meant Cole. Yeah, Cade. Robert Thompson says Gable Stevenson looks like he is just in it for a men commercial. He was just in it for men commercial. Yeah, we're gonna play that in a little bit. Josiah says Cade versus Mika again would be awesome. Yeah. Well, Mika got a kid. He ain't thinking about competing. How are you going to be competing with the newborn unless your name's Jordan Burroughs? Jordan Burroughs, the only person I know that could get away with having all them kids and still training hard all the time. You know, you gotta. How Mika ain't going to be sleeping. He gonna have to stay up. He gotta deal with this girl, throughout the pregnancy and after postpartum. Good luck, bro. Gable looks like a Super Saiyan Drake. Yeah, he does look like Drake, doesn't he? He act like Drake too. So let's see. Gable just told Ariel that Craig Jones asked him to lose on purpose. No, he didn't, bro. Come on. You gonna lose. You were gonna lose regardless. So let's listen to this excuse and move from there.
Before that, if you really want to know, there was a look in the eye of saying, "Hey, I'm gonna retire after this match. I don't want to take this loss. Can you do this for me?" And we'll leave it as that.
Okay. So in other words, you are saying that he asked you to basically lose to him on purpose, like to work the match?
No way, bro. No way.
And you didn't want to do that. And so did you get hurt before that or after that?
I was actually lingering the whole time. And so I was kind of baseline and then just stepped wrong. And, turf toe, like Joe Burrow just got turf toe and he's out for 3 months. It could just pop up, whatever. And I was dealing with kind of a lingering battle and just tough.
When you were approached with this idea, and the reason I'm asking you all of this, Gable, is because, as you know, he's very outspoken on social media, and so he has said a lot about you, even in the aftermath of your win.
Yes.
So I just want to be able to get your side. Did that ever come up in the build-up? Like when you signed in February, did it ever come up that this was going to be asked of you?
No, I was looking at an exciting match. I was looking at a match that we were going to go out there and sell tickets for and go out there and put on a good show. Eventually, the question did come along. We sat, we thought, we disagreed. We went back to them as time got closer. Just popped up with a bad injury and just had to focus on my next thing. And my next thing is putting the gloves on and making sure that I could take care of what I need to take care of.
There was an implication.
Gable line. Me and MacTube just going
so
at it.
That's why
that's fine. I don't mind verbal jiu-jitsu. MacTube says, "Do you think they will push their kid to wrestle? Come on, bro." He also says, "It doesn't matter if he's 20 years old. It does matter. Do you know any 20-year-olds? Now they can teach a class here or there, but they ain't running no school. Tynan don't run no school. Cole Abate don't run no school. Mayram got the Munez brothers, and they got a backer. Who's running a school?" I'm not saying they can't own the school, but who's running a school at 20 years old? I can't name one single person. I think I know more jiu-jitsu people than you, bro. I might know this a little bit better than you. But what do I know? He's still top 5 in the world. He clearly has a lot of knowledge to pass on. That's true, but, he's teaching is a skill set. Just because you're a good competitor doesn't mean you're a good coach. Doesn't mean you're going to have the patience to teach. And the life experience. You need some life experience when you out there teaching, bro. Mushmaster says, "Bro should have just told the truth." Yeah, I ain't never heard a wrestler make so many excuses. Yeah. Mushmaster says 20 is too young. Who's gonna listen to you at 20 years old? Now you can teach a seminar. That's cool. You can teach a couple classes, but I'm saying run and owning a school at 20 years old. You still got a lot of life to live. I mean, he shouldn't. I'm not saying he should not have had the kid, but he still had a lot more stuff to do before having that kid that he could have done. I'm not saying he can't do all that stuff. My Brazilians can multitask. They can still have that secret kid and still win championships. The only issue is that, Amit is also a high-level athlete. She's going to want to do her tournaments, qualify for the Olympics, qualify for the World Championship. So I'm wondering how they're going to split everything because they're both high-powered athletes and they're not making crazy, crazy money. So they ain't going to have babysitters and nannies and nurses. So they're going to have to be working together. The family going to have to pull together. And that stuff is stressful. I mean, I don't have kids, but my friends got kids. They be stressed out. They don't be sleeping. They diet be out of whack, sleep out of whack, energy out of whack. How you going to train twice a day, 3 times a day, take care of your baby, spend time with your girl, and still have energy? You let me know how you do that, MacTube. Mushmasters, yeah, bro should have told the truth. LOL Snaps says men's going in there and get taught by a kid. What does that mean, LL Snap? I didn't understand that. 20's too young. Gable, a lie. Mushmaster says he's speed running life. Well, if he gets his kids out the way, he can get back to competing. Maybe, I don't know. Them kids expensive. They might need to raise those kids in Brazil because it might be a little bit more affordable in Brazil. You know, that $200,000 that he was supposed to get from at CJI, that money would be gone easy raising a kid. You know, especially that kid going to wrestling. That kid going to need wrestling and coaching, maybe private school. Josiah says Mika is 20. He needs to live first before teaching school. Yeah, having a school and running a school is not easy. I'm not sure why everybody think it is. You know what? I don't even know if MacTube trains. You know, go talk to your instructors. Tell me they ain't stressed out. They be stressed out about something: rent, cleaning, the mats, students. Somebody causing them some stress. LL Snap says can't. Oh, good athletes can't always teach. I can't teach worth anything because a lot of my skill set is natural attributes. You can say that about Mika. He got a lot of attributes. He ain't got a game that everybody can do. That's why my gym, I have hired coaches. I have to hire coaches. Yeah, he's going to have to hire coaches. Can Mika teach? We don't know. I've never been to a Mika Gabao seminar. Maybe he can teach. But you do need that life experience, everybody. You need a little bit of life experience. MacTube says, I didn't say run a school. I said teaching. I obviously said teach at a school where his dad runs just to earn money. Is that going to be in Brazil or America? So the issue with these guys, Mika he ain't got no citizenship. He's going to teach in Brazil. You think he can make enough money to teach and spend on his girl in Brazil? I'm not saying it's not possible, but you know how many schools are in Brazil? Where are they going to open up? Manaus? They're going to go Sao Paulo, Rio? Where are they going to open the school up? And that takes away from a meet. How's she going to get ready for her tournaments in Brazil? Or is Mika going to have to, maybe he can get citizenship afterwards. You know, that might work. I don't know how that would work. I don't know if they thought this through, people. MacTube says, I'm just talking about him earning money, teaching here or there, not running anything. How was that sustainable for a family though? that ain't no what's that structure? You just teach here or there. How is that any structure to bring a kid into this world? I'm just teaching here or there. I don't have my own school. I'm just kind of teaching a little bit. I'm saying they didn't think this through. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying where were the parents at to tell them, hey, you know, focus on what you need to focus on. All right, you know, get through the Olympics first. Make sure you get married first. Make sure he's got the citizenship first. MacTube just arguing to argue. Josiah says, Marcelo, I heard, is a great teacher. Marcelo, I don't know. Marcelo might be a good teacher, but nobody can replicate what he does. Is he a good teacher then? Even John Satava could barely replicate. He had one student that could barely replicate his game. It still was rough for him. On the flip side, look at the Mendez brothers. They can replicate their game perfectly. They got a ton of little clones out there at AOJ. LL Snap says he needs to get $120,000 together when the baby is born and just pay the child support and fool and be done. Put himself on child support. Don't even look back. Just forget about the kid. LL Snap, don't say that. He need to raise that kid. Josiah says, I hope Mika runs when the child support comes. Don't say that. He need to pay that. He need to step up. Who else going to step up? We can't fill his shoes. Nobody else wants to meet like that. Nobody want her after Mika got done with her. Mushmaster, you want to meet after that? Don't make that girl a single mom. Come on, people. That's evil, man. Don't make her a single mom out here. Mika Jr. finna be okay. Mika gonna be a good father, hopefully. Now his dad might have been a crazy, jiu-jitsu dad, but hopefully Mika's chill. LL Snap says Roberto is a good teacher, but he is older now. Yeah, he's older. What is he, about 25, 26? That's fine. He got some life experience. But you think Roberto should have been teaching anybody at 20, 21, 22 years old? No, the kid's crazy. Why you want? Most people in jiu-jitsu class outside of the kids program, they older. They over 30. They might be late 20s, early 30s. Mushmaster, sorry I'm not looking at the screen, everybody. I'm looking at my phone. Those dudes were trying to be like Marcelo too much and weren't doing it as well. They couldn't be Marcelo. None of those guys could be Marcelo. They tried to do everything the same. So is that on them or is that on Marcelo? And you know what? I know some people from Marcelo's, their technique was terrible. I'm saying like the regular people. So how much attention was Marcelo? I know New York's different. Marcelo probably had tons of drop-ins, but a lot of those people they didn't get no attention. Are you a good coach when some of your people can't shrimp? They can't roll? I mean, I know, ecological, that might be okay over there, but I'm saying that Marcelo's, if people can't do the basic techniques and they got purple and blue belts, I look at the instructor. I'm looking at the instructor. Oh, you got a blue belt that can't shrimp out, can't do a triangle, can't do. All right, well that looks bad on the coach. LOL Snap says the whole jiu-jitsu community is gonna have to pay for this one. No, don't sacrifice us. Run, Mika, run. He need to pay that child. No, he need to support his family. He should have wore some protection then. Mika, don't make the Brazilians look bad, and don't make jiu-jitsu look bad by making them eat a single mom. Don't do that, Mika. Don't do that. We're trying to get wrestling and judo or jiu-jitsu and wrestling together. Actually, what we really need, we need Mika to get with the wrestling girls and the judo girls. Can we set that up? We're gonna make some Olympians somehow. Now, I don't trust USA Judo to make the Olympians, but we can trust Mika Gabal to make the Olympians for them. LOL Snap says he used to smoke too much. Who? Roberto? Yeah, well, that's what kids. The kid. Where's MacTube said? He said it's all right for them 20-year-old kids to be teaching. Bro, I don't want no 20. Does anybody want a 20-year-old coach? No. I don't care how good they are. They usually ain't no good anyway. I'm sorry. He said then it's Marcelo's fault. Mushmaster says the best coaches instill fundamentals. That's true. Yeah, instill fundamentals. I mean, that's the basics. The ecological guys ain't instilling no fundamentals. But I understand if you got a ton of people, but you should have some. If you've been there for 10, 15, how long was Marcelo in New York City for? Almost 20 years. Your students should have some fundamentals, man. Josiah says Kokorian could be a great teacher. Kokorian, yeah, maybe. Let me read some of these comments down here. It says this guy is a liar and just has really bad vibe. That is true. Well, he hangs out with some people with bad vibes, so that lets you know. You can see this fake nice guy gimmick is killing him. He should just be like John Jones. Go wild, bro. Now, I don't want to see a brother out there getting in trouble, but I mean, he already got in trouble. We ain't gonna look up Gable Stevenson. He done some stuff and been accused of some stuff. Someone tell him he's not in WWE anymore. Someone needs to replace John Jones. Gable came off like such a slime ball throughout the entire interview. That's the vibe you're getting. That's who he is, bro. Yeah, this is not going to end well for him. He is. I'm not going to read that. You guys can read it yourself. Trains with John, so who's surprised? And Gordon. Unfortunately, I think that means he'll go far in MMA. Dang, so Craig Jones knew all that and was still going to give him a platform. That's crazy. So the guy who made his whole career about not winning suddenly wants to stage it for him to win? This to me sounds like some kind of lazy brainwashing from Gable. Not really knowing who Craig is, but hey, I could be wrong. This was my first thought as well. His team name is literally a reference to being second best, or was his old team. He knows the match would have been a meme match anyway. WTF would he care enough about winning an exhibition match to ask someone to throw it? Yeah, why? You know Gable lying. Gable's been lying this whole time. Says, I mean, no wonder he was willing to throw everything after looking at those perfect blue eyes. Yeah, I forgot they did that. Gable did all that rainbow stuff and still didn't want to go through the match. Actually, I might understand that part though. No offense to anybody. Says something I really hope people pick up from this. Gable is apparently interpreting a look from Craig as please throw, but then later in the clip, Gable claims that the question did come along, presumably fixing or throwing. And well, if you did wrestling, you should know how this stuff works out. Gable was not a good wrestler. Maybe Mushmaster, was he a good wrestler? A WW professional wrestler, was he good? A good one? Since Gable first claiming that a look was asking him to throw, I'm suspicious that they openly discussed fixing. Must be said that for these amounts of money, even highly trained, disciplined martial artists could be easily tempted to fix a fight. Gable and Jones alike. They have their entire lives to think outside of fighting, and money talks. Rewatched it, and seems like the point Gable is making is that he intentionally took the loss. If he intentionally took the loss, that he might be handicapped somewhat in his bargaining power to put the gloves on. I think Gable would have lost the BJJ match against Craig anyway, so maybe the BS from his end is confirmed, and he was afraid of losing in case he would have less hype going into the UFC. Gable already had less hype. He lost the NCAAs. He got kicked out of the WWE. He got kicked off of the football team. He already lost all his hype. He lost his hype because of himself. Mushmaster says he wasn't anything special. Black hole of charisma. Well, that's why he hangs out with Gordon Ryan. You know, they cancel each other out. Says time will probably not tell, as I don't expect any more real details than we got here. We'll see. Still, though, Craig beats Gable in the BJJ rules match. He's clearly lying when he pulled out at the last minute with Gordon Ryan, so gleefully laughing about the whole thing. No, yeah. So wait, Gordon Ryan over there got Gable Stevenson to pull out of the fight, and then Gordon starts complaining when he doesn't get $1 million. Knowing full well he hurt the show. I forgot about that angle. Gordon Ryan over there hurting the show, then cries when his team loses and doesn't get a milli. You can't make this crap up, bro. Edwin says, I believe B Team is going to change their name. It's Simple Man Jiu-Jitsu now. LOL Snap likes that name because there's no woman in that. If you guys are just joining us, we don't support that misogynistic ideals, but I can't stop people from posting what they want to post, but I don't believe that stuff. LOL Snap says, I know jiu-jitsu guys right now that we lose just because the other guy has more people coming to watch a super fight. I'm not going to say his name, but I have seen it. Uh-oh. Josiah says, I thought the team changed their name. Yeah, they did change. I guess so. I don't know. The gleefully laughing about the whole thing, it was pretty obvious they intended to pull out because of his UFC career, and they deliberately did it in a way to try and screw over CGI, not knowing that he would screw his own teammates up, his own team up. The way this whole team was laughing about it, it should be obvious that that's the case, and that lost him a lot of respect from fans. So now he's trying to play some dirty politics This is such an absurd claim. And also, Craig would 100% joke around about things like that anyway. This guy seems like Gordon Ryan and John Jones. He just like them. Just sketchy human beings that you shouldn't trust. They just seem like not very good people. The thing is, you guys going to continue supporting people like Gordon Ryan and John Jones and Gable Stevenson. I can't stop you people from supporting them. LL Snap says, Mikey cut ties with Moneyburger. I think the damage is already done, though. A little too late, right? Isn't that a little too late? He only cut Moneyburger off because we kept calling Mikey out. Now, if we never said anything about Moneyburger or Moneybird or Moneyburger, Tummyburg, whatever his name is, Mikey would have been okay cashing those checks, those big checks. I want one of those big checks, but I don't want to sell myself out. So while I'm happy Mikey came around, but listen, how much effort did it take to get Mikey to turn around? And Mikey was fighting us initially. Wasn't Mikey defending Moneyberg left and right? And then eventually he caved in? But if we never said anything, and people kept asking me, oh, why do you care? Why do you care? It's got nothing to do with you. And I'm like, bro, I do care. People that don't train be asking me, why do you care? I'm like, because I do care about this sport. And yeah, I'm happy for Mikey, but it took a lot of work. It wasn't like Mikey overnight decided that, how many videos did I do calling Mikey out a little bit? Did it take for Mikey to be like, all right, you know what? I need to stop this. He would have still been in Moneyberg's basement if we didn't say nothing. If we never said nothing, never posted, never talked about it, didn't keep making memes about it, he would have been good. And Moneyberg would have been a red and white belt, red and black belt by now. Natani, what's up? He says they should have went with C Team. No, they can't go any lower than. Actually, that might be better than Simple Man. LOL Snap says, Mikey needs to be a man about his stuff. He messages you crying about talking about him. Stop doing stuff to get talked about. That is true. I agree with you, LOL Snap. You are 100% right. You are 100% right. Yeah, he crying to me. I didn't tell you to go down there in that basement. Now I'm happy you're not in that situation no more, Mikey. I know the money's good. I'm sorry you lost the money. But not all money is good money. Can we agree to that, people? Not all money is good money. You don't need to sell yourself. Well, you did kind of already sell yourself out, but you don't have to continue selling yourself out. You can make a change. If you feel like something's not right, you don't have to keep doing it. You don't have to keep doing it, Mikey. That's not just for Mikey, that's for everybody. If something doesn't feel right, you don't have to keep doing it. You feel compromised, you don't have to keep doing it. You don't have to keep doing whatever that was. Now that money feels good. That money feels good. I'm sorry. I'm not sure how much money you're getting. I don't know how much money it was, but it probably was feeling good. If you're getting $10,000, dang, you guys cost me $10,000. I'm sorry, Mikey. But look, Mikey, you can make that money doing a seminar. Isn't that isn't that a better way to make that money doing the seminar? You actually help some people instead of helping Moneybird. Moneybird ain't gonna get better at jiu-jitsu. He bad. Now you can help some youth. You can help some people that want to train and learn and roll. You can make that 10K easy, bro. You ain't got to go to the basement. You could do another instructional. You could do a seminar tour. You can open up a school, Mikey. I know where's MacTube at? He said you can open up a school at 19. I don't know about that. You can, but I don't know if you should. Edwin says, maybe I didn't know if they did already. Yeah, they announced it during CJI. Josiah says, the basement is legendary now. LO Snap says, if you want to make that kind of money, go find a single mom with 6 kids during tax season and just take all the money and rent and repeat. That might only work if you're Cuban, though. You need to be from the Caribbean to do all that. LL Snap says, you won't have to work for the whole year afterwards. my man, some Cubans had to do that to make ends meet. Says the woman Gable. Oh, can't say that. You know, Gable got a pass too. We're not going to dive into that because that happened way before this live stream. And so that's just the way I'm going to do it. Now, if he got in some trouble now, I would cover that stuff. For sure I'll cover that stuff. But since he hasn't done much outside of getting turf toe and pulling out of the CJI. Does anybody actually believe that Gable would need to be told to lose? It seemed like him losing was kind of a given. He already took a couple L's this year, so I don't think he wanted to take more. And last year too. Gable. Gable. I don't know what to say about that man. You guys gonna continue supporting him, so I can't really say much. Oh shoot. I missed some messages. I'm sorry, everybody. LO Snap says, who's going to Mikey's school? All the people with autism. The guy's autistic. That's like having little Timmy teaching the wheelchair race at the Olympics. You know what? The Meows do okay. They just need some people with, some real skills, personal skills, that can kind of help manage Mikey. Maybe get someone older, a little bit more responsible, less crazy. They can have that person kind of run things a little bit. LL Snap says, no, a black guy at our school does it professionally every year. Some he could be Cuban. You sure he's not Cuban? He might. How much Cuban he got in him? I ain't saying no brother couldn't do that. I'm not saying I would do that. Gable Stevenson, bro. What the heck, bro? Let me take a little break from that. We got too much Reddit coming up.
What are you trying to say? What does that mean?
When I came out of that match and I had turf toe, before that there was a look in the eye of saying, hey, I'm gonna retire after this match. I don't want to take this loss. Can you do this for me? And we'll leave it as that.
And so did you get hurt before that or after that?
I was actually
lingering the whole time.
Ultimately, was it because you didn't want to be involved in a work match?
Sure, it's a shoot, but I mean, I'm hurt.
Yeah.
I don't know what else we can get at, Ariel.
Is this something you're interested in exploring with him? Do you want to compete against this guy because it's gotten a little personal?
No, I might lose by toe hold, and that was my biggest fear.
I'd be remiss if I don't ask you about.
He said he was gonna lose by a toe hold. Yeah, he were. Gable Stevenson, bro. What's going on with my wrestlers, bro? Gable ain't no man. What the heck's wrong with that man? Speaking of wrestlers, we got Helen Morales. Mushmaster. I think he might be sliding her. He might be sliding into her DM soon. I have not slid into her DMs. I'm a respectful person. I'm not gonna. But Mushmaster, you can do that. Hey, I can't play that music, but look. She hits her patented foot sweep. Hey. And Lil Snap say he don't like that, but I do. I really, really do. Lil Snap's is 0%, but we adopted him, and we love him. All right, so he is Cuban then. He is Cuban. He's Cuban now. Shout out to Helen Morales. We are big fans of hers. Let me look at some wrestling too. I'm tired of Gable Stevenson. The ladies are wrestling, bro. The ladies are wrestling.
Takedown amalga oshirdi Laylaxon. Ajoyib tarzda 2 ballni qo'lga kiritmoqda do'stlar. Hisob 2-2. Birinchi bo'limdan keyin hisob 2-2 oldinda Laylaxon Sobirova.
Pilgrims wearing the red from Hungary.
Oy oy oy. 2 bal bor, 2 bal bor.
The blue from Norway.
Qarshi hujumni ko'rdingiz, ha?
O'Kelly Hoye. From Mass A, your winner, stay alive.
Oo.
Olivera.
Vay. Zo'r ishlagan edi. Faqat oldinroq bajara olmadi shu usulni. Oldinroq bajarganida aksin.
If you guys don't know this girl, she's like a model. She's like a model over there, and I don't know where she's from. Where is she from? He says, yeah, he's Cuban now. This man don't work, but has more money than all of us from getting money from women. I don't understand it. He drives a Jaguar. He just got skills, bro. He got some skills. He got some skills, some real. You got skills too. LOL Snap, you and him doing the same thing. You guys got skills now. I can't do that stuff. I got a stream to make a living. I got a struggle stream to make my living. But you guys, some lucky people over there. I might need to go to Houston. Mushmaster, you going to Houston too, bro? We might have to go to Houston. Shout out to the ladies, man. I support the ladies wrestling. Yeah, any more? Let me. What was this? Again, it says Gable Stevenson claims Craig Jones asked him to take a dive in their canceled CJI 2 match per Ariel Helwani. I read this earlier. I'll just show it up on the screen. Will it show up? You know what? The latency is down. I meant to update that. So you guys are like a little bit behind me. Will it show the full screen? I read this earlier. I just don't feel like reading again. It's the same stuff. You know, Gable's over here lying. Gable lying out his mouth, bro. He lying right out of his teeth. You know, I always believe wrestlers were, pretty straight up people and pretty, straight shooters and keep their honor, keep their word. But Gable been terrible. He been terrible, bro. He a terrible role model for the sport of wrestling. LL Snap says, shout out to the Mud Wrestling team. We love to keep. Someone says, Craig asked him to take a dive with the way he looked in his eyes. Okay. I once met Gable in a hotel lobby. All I said was, nice to meet you. And he was polite, but the look in his eyes seemed to say, want to come up to my hotel room? All right, let me stop reading that. I can't read none of this stuff. Nobody in Reddit's being serious, people. They're making fun of my man. Why are you making fun of my man? Just because he looks like Drake. And he probably did some stuff. Can't read any of this stuff, everybody. Can't read none of this. Gable is so full of crap. Let's say that. He didn't want to ruin his relationship with the UFC. 2 black belts can't handle the second best grappler. Would have been light work for Craig. Or top black belts can't handle Craig. Yeah, watching Felipe Andrew at CGI versus Kirk Liet, it wasn't a cakewalk, but Felipe also doesn't use leg locks. He still won the match by winning every round. If Craig asked him to do him a favor, it's just the fact he wanted him to do the match, period. Craig asked him to take a dive the same way the girl who, I can't say that. Jesus, Reddit, come on, Reddit. What's wrong with you people on here? Can't say nothing on Reddit. Sorry, not buying it. This guy pulls out at the last second, no diddy, with the toe injury, and Gordon Ryan gleefully laughing about it. These guys can't be trusted. The whole thing reeks of a planned thing so they could laugh about it. And now, after Gable is looking less of a man for doing it, he starts talking about what a man he is and how it's really Craig that was the sketchy one all along. GTF, out of here. And with that crap. These guys are looking like sketchy liars to me now. Only now? How have you guys not seen they were sketchy this whole time? Are you people blind out there? LL Snap says, I should be the face of wrestling, MMA, and jiu-jitsu. I'm the most honest of anybody. Yeah, you are. You're a little too honest, though. You're too honest. You ain't politically correct, though, but you honest. We can't have 100% honesty. Maybe, can we get 80% honesty? It says, plus you just know that Gordon would know that Craig's match fixing proposition and would say it in his IG stories as soon as he could. Man, Gable's really let me down. Gable. Ariel is a coward hack for allowing, I can't say that. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I just can't read none of this stuff on Reddit, bro. Thank you, Reddit. Can't read nothing on there. Let's watch a little bit of Mr. Mike Tyson, bro. You know, that 80s Mike Tyson, bro.
The job is sparring partner for Mike Tyson. If most fighters can't last more than one round with Tyson, why would you want to box with him every day?
I always make it a point to say, look, I want you to go out there, and I want you to do the best you can do. I want you to go out there, I don't want you to hold him back. This isn't a sparring match. I tell him, my guy's here to fight, my guy's going to go hard.
In a sense, this is not really a sparring session, but a fighting session.
I train the way I fight. If someone comes to box with me and they're not serious, I think they're making a very foolish mistake. And I think the best profit of it is when you have a sparring partner in there that's not intimidated and is throwing punches and trying his best to get the edge and win. Like it's a fight, trying to knock you out.
But thus far, no partner has stayed around long enough to even come close to knocking Tyson down.
I had one guy walk right out. That was it, boom, boom. He didn't even work to get paid. Some of them say, well, this ain't for me. And they go. Or they don't come back, you know.
The job is
$2,000 a round. Now, you're going to take some CTE, some brain damage, liver damage. I don't know if that $2,000 was worth it. LOL Snap says, my gym thinks I need to be on a reality TV show. For some reason, they all think I'm funny, and most of the time, I'm being serious. I can't wait to meet you, bro. I'm going to see. I'll be like, yeah, they were right. That's all I want to say. Yeah, they were right. We got Mr. LeBron over here. Now, this is a real champion right here, Mr. LeBron.
Told like Rikers Island, overpopulated.
LeBron spent $1 million on his body a year just to be great.
$1 million on his body?
I've heard this crazy notion about how much money I spend on my body per year. And I kind of just chuckle. That is a number that I will not disclose. But more importantly, I think it's just the time.
Do crowd therapy, cold tub, hot tub, red light.
Hyperbaric chambers.
So the hyperbaric chamber is crazy to me. Like, it's giving coughing. I don't like it.
It's giving coughing.
Sleep is the best recovery that you can have. It's basically equivalent to you putting your phone on a charger when you go to bed. Am I able to do it every single night? Of course not. But if you try to get the most sleep that you can get, that is the only way that you're going to get back to 100%.
My man was sleeping good on that private jet. I would sleep good too on that private jet. That sleep would hit good. That's some rich sleep right there. Valentika's, oh, it's RBY. You guys know I like RBY. No Diddy, just as a wrestler.
On that scene, your winner, Gulamjan Abdullayev.
Pobjednik i osvajač bronce u plavom, predstavnik Uzbekistana, Gulamjan Abdullayev.
RBY is doing good, man, but just to get, to the next level is tough, man. He's still young, though. He just graduated high school or college a couple years ago. LOL Snap says, I do all that stuff, and it doesn't cost me $1 million. a year. What the heck was scamming this? Who the heck was scamming this guy? You do all the red light therapy and all that cryo hyperbaric chamber. Okay, I need to come hang out with you. Derrick Henry spends $250K a year on his body. LO Snap says $250K sounds reasonable. I mean, that's more than what most people make. Now, Millie, he might have been. What was he doing with that Millie? He might have. I don't know. I better stop. I don't want LeBron coming after me. We're just going to this stuff. We got a real champion over here, man. Oh, that's Muhammad Ali. Is that Jiu-Jitsu Muhammad Ali or the real Muhammad Ali?
And kill a dead tree. Wait till you see Muhammad Ali.
When your parents give you the name Muhammad Ali and you become a pro fighter, it's probably a lot of pressure on your back. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the legendary Muhammad Ali, man. But this kid, Muhammad Ali, is an interesting prospect because a lot of y'all have heard this guy is a world champion jiu-jitsu guy, but he hasn't had to use any of his jiu-jitsu in any of his fights because he's coming out here. He's not just knocking these guys out. He's getting devastating head kick knockouts. And he's such a physical specimen that I feel bad for the guy that finally gets to find out what his jiu-jitsu is like. A force of nature. Look at that physique, man. Look at that size for the weight class. And he looks like a real striker. Look at these head kicks, man. Like, that does not look like some jiu-jitsu guy who just learned the stand-up. This looks like a guy with a kickboxing background. Look at this spinning elbow he hits Jared with. Oh my God, the timing on that. Spinning kicks, flying knees, punches and bunches. Like, this dude looks like the real deal. I think Muhammad Ali is going to go out there and you're going to see a world-class jiu-jitsu guy win the fight via devastating knockout. Dana's going to be like, kid, you're right up my alley. Get your ass over here. You're in the UFC.
And you know what? He on that 12-12 contract. You a jiu-jitsu world champion. You on that 12-12 contract. Even if they make it 20-20, that's still not that much. He was doing Deshaun Watson. Who is that? The fighter? But shout out to Muhammad Ali. He actually, I feel like he actually, how we were making fun of the Rotulos, but I feel like they actually, I feel like he actually, put the time into his striking. He did some amateur boxing, some amateur kickboxing. He put the time into his craft. That's what I'm asking for all my jiu-jitsu fighters that go to MMA. Put the time and learn the craft of striking. And, Jason Whitfield said that, Eric Paulson, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, cool, Eric Paulson, but you still need to learn some fundamentals, man. You can't escape the fundamentals. I don't care what sport you do. You got to do the fundamentals. But hopefully Muhammad Ali does well. I'm rooting for him. We got the IBJF crown that's coming out soon. I really don't care for this crown tournament. I wish they would put the money to Pans and Europeans, but IBJF don't really care about what I think. They're gonna do whatever they want. They ain't no real board. They ain't no real federation. And just so you guys know, it's invite only. So if you don't get invited, then you can't go as a competitor. You can go watch, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's kind of stupid to me. I mean, I like the idea of the crown, but I'd rather they put money to the other events, that everybody can go to. But what do I know, man? I'm just a regular dude. I'm not in the IBJF like that. Can you guys see? Oh. What the heck just happened? Oh, it froze. It didn't freeze, but duplicate tab. You guys know I got tabs open for days. Dun dun dun. LL Snap says IBJJF said they won't recognize Money's Bird's black belt. They shouldn't. They shouldn't recognize Jake Shields' black belt. Take Jake Shields out of there. I don't think he's in their system either. He never competed under IBJJF, has he? I don't think so. But you know what? They did let Josh Barnett compete one time. I believe they let him compete. Maybe it was a different tournament. Yeah, let's see. I'm trying to see. I've been on here for 124. You guys been for 1 hour 19. That's not bad. We doing okay. Got some more wrestling.
World Championships, even if it's not athletes that I'm working with, is the true level of athleticism that each athlete brings to the table to compete human against human for the title. The thing I love the most about watching the Wrestling World Championships, even if it's not athletes that I'm working with, is the true level of athleticism that each athlete brings to the table to compete human against human for the title. The thing I love the most about watching...
They got some good athletes in the wrestling, man, and judo. Now, jiu-jitsu people, we ain't got athletes like that. We had athletes like Muhammad Ali, but they're like, I got to get out of this sport. Them athletes got to leave and go to a real sport. LL Snap says the IBJJF fees are ridiculous. I called them one time and custom them out, and they waived my fees for 2 years. What the heck? How'd you get that? I need to do that. They might ban me though. They they saw your profile and they were like, you know what? Let's not piss this guy off. Now they be giving me the runaround. We can't answer your messages. You can't register for the tournament. Gerald says Barnett face Homolo. It's on YouTube. I know. I did a video on Homolo Ball, and I think I had the Barnett video on there somewhere. I do know that. I don't know if it was IBJF, though. It might have been something else, something in California. Ilya confirmed he will not fight till 2026. Only fought once this year. Where's the outrage? Where's the outrage about his inactivity? So, you guys love the UFC. Where's MacTube at? It's crazy when he takes no damage. If you look back, he also did this in a few very inactive, considering he didn't go to war in most of his fights. I don't know what that means. Gerald says Jiu-Jitsu US where athletes go when they're done being Jiu-Jitsu is where the athletes go when they're done being athletes. Because they can't do the other sports no more. You can't do judo no more. Can't wrestle no more. You got to do jiu-jitsu. It says Islam finishing Hanato in round 1 and still hasn't fought. This is clearly UFC's issue. They are way too comfortable making fighters wait. Also, they are okay with Tom not fighting for 2 years. LOL Snap says the heavyweight who got beat by Mighty Mouse supposed to be going up against my professor and backed out. I told him if he loses, I'm denouncing the gym. MacTube or LOL Snap, calm down, man. Calm down. This ain't Cuba, man. This ain't Cuba. It's okay. It's okay if they lose. It's okay. It says I think Islam's situation is a bit different. He waited for Bilal and JDM to make his next move, and vacated the title after it. But the point is the division isn't slow much by him. Ilya has a bunch of fun fights and deserving contenders, and he himself said he will fight in lightweight for a while. Zero excuses to hold the division. Ilya isn't slowing down the division, though. He will fight who the UFC tells him to fight. It's Arman and Gaethje who are sitting on ranking, begging for their undeserved title shot. Merab fought Omar, who had a one top 5 win, and Sean, who had only one title defense. Patoja, I can't say his name, fought someone on his dispute or his debut, and Kara, who got a win on number 10 ranked. It's not about deserving. If Ilya is willing to fight in January, it's fine. But if he stretches it more, he's slowing the division. UFC got too many fighters. LOL Snap says, Jiu-Jitsu is a graveyard. I'm sick of Tom. Says these dudes fought for titles because the UFC wanted them for their PR reasons. Ilya is the A side, therefore UFC will hold him until they figure out something compelling for him in order to draw more eyes and revenue. He hasn't fought because UFC hasn't offered him a fight. Same with Volk. I don't trust UFC. Don't trust UFC nowhere. Volk said he has something for December. Ilya fighting in January makes the most sense since he will be the next in line. 6 months recovery is enough for every fighter. How are you going to tell someone 6 months is enough to recover? I don't like the UFC. He says, yeah, I'm not blaming the fighters. I'm blaming the UFC. And they openly threaten fighters of not booking them for a whole year if they didn't do what they are told. Says they should have given John Jones a much shorter time period to take the Aspinall fight. If John Jones couldn't do that within 6 months, give the fight to whichever heavyweight can do the next 6 months, and then just prior the highest ranked fighter who said yes. Says John Jones should have never gotten the Stipe fight in the first place. Gane, I guess Cyril Gane, over Aspinall was the wrong booking, but understandable. Stipe as a defense was egregious and unjustifiable. Says UFC fans and literacy skills, name a better combo. I don't trust UFC. Both Islam and Tom have both good reasons to be fair. They are the next in line for a belt. Well, Tom is now his. Now that Islam has Marab-like activity, but he usually fights twice a year. I wouldn't expect anything different from him, even if he wasn't waiting on the second belt. I don't know. You know, I'm not the biggest UFC knowledgeable person. We got my man Terrence Crawford.
The world champ.
I told him he wouldn't be.
How'd that make you feel? It filled me with rage.
I paid the kids, I said, if y'all can whoop Bud, I give y'all $10 a piece. Could not whoop him.
You went out on the street.
Yeah.
What's now Bud Crawford Street.
Yeah.
And offered $10 to anyone who can kick my son's butt.
Yep.
And a lot of takers.
Yeah,
no
kids in the neighborhood. Couldn't nobody whoop him.
What did he tell you then?
He told you, Mom, I told you I'm the best.
You know, I already played that song. Sick of Tom, sick of Gaethje. I mean, these fighters, bro, I never heard so much whining and complaining. But you know what? They get in that UFC. That's all you can do is whine and complain. You ain't got no power. They got to take whatever they get, really. How you going to negotiate when the UFC got all the power? All the cards, all the money, all the resources. You ain't got no fair shake. I'm not sure if I like what Terrence Crawford's mom did. I don't know. Let me play that first part so you guys can hear it. Not the part where she paid the kids to beat her son up. I feel like that's how LOL Snap grew up. People paying the kids to beat him up. I can see that happening. Let me play it right about, let's see. Hopefully it goes back through. Can't play that.
My dad used to tell my mom I was going to be a world champ.
I told him he wouldn't be.
All right. I don't know if his mom, she said you weren't going to be shit. Yeah, I'm not sure if that was the best parenting advice I've ever heard, or parenting skills. I feel like you should support your kids. Don't put that negativity into them. They're gonna remember that. But I mean, Terrence proved his mom wrong, and she's happy now. He's successful. But imagine if he didn't succeed, she would have been like, "I was right this whole time." Yeah, these fighters, bro. But shout out to Terrence Crawford. He did good. I'm proud of him. You guys know Trent Hidley won the Worlds. So they said this is the agility training he used to win. That's agility training. The agility training.
Time. Time.
All right, guys, you got to get your agility up. Let me throw the ball at you. It's more some trend.
It's going to be 1 minute on, 1 minute rest, blow through it, and then we'll do a second round, cut it down to 30 seconds of work, and then a minute rest, and that'll be the circuit.
So the Training Labs is known for their individual programming. How has that tailored your workouts to complement your wrestling style?
Yeah, the tailored individual workouts are huge because it takes a lot of the guesswork out of what I'm doing, right? It's directly tailored for everything I went through in testing, whether it was, how I'm feeling that specific day or how my recovery has been, where I'm at in the training cycle, my weight goals. Am I trying to put on weight, right? And that was something I was trying to do, was put on weight. So I think the lifts, being able to kind of have them tailored exactly to who I am as an athlete was great because, Frank will send me the workouts. I'll collaborate with him, go through, hey, maybe I can't do this. Maybe I should implement this. So it's constantly kind of tweaking to implement the best possible workout for what I need that day. Depending on where I'm at in the training cycle, if I'm building up or if I'm tapering down, it's directly tailored to what I need that day. So that's something that is extremely beneficial. And like I said, it takes the guesswork out of the equation for me, and I know that what I'm doing will help me operate at a high level, and it's going to help.
Nice. Shout out to the Training Lab. Training Lab got a lot of athletes out there. RBY. They had Helen. Who else was out there? Some other people too. That's the only two I could think of. I'm sure some other people I can't think of. That's not great to hear from mom. Yeah, some of these moms, they be against you. Thank God for dads. Them dads pull you through. Look at Tiger Woods' dads. Look at the Jackson 5 dads or dad. Look at Lewis Hamilton's dad. Serena and Venus Williams' dad. You need a good dad, bro. That dad'll get you through a lot of hard stuff. So you need at least one parent on your side, Now say the mom, I don't know. Thank God he had a dad in his life, but if it was just his mom, he wouldn't be where he is now. He'd probably be locked up or something. Gerald says great fighters and comedians. The UFC fighters. Gerald says have wild backstories. Sorry for the fat thumbs. I'm not sure if we're gonna stream too long today, everybody. We might knock out all the stories. Again, Trent, he won the 92 kg World Championships. All right, Training Lab. Shout out to Training Lab. I need some Training Labs. What they doing over there? I guess he fought the Russians too.
I missed it yesterday, everybody. I'm sorry. Hey, that's awesome.
We love a good Russian and USA match. I like all the wrestling, man. I'm missing all of it because I'm live streaming. Maybe we might end early today. I want to watch some wrestling. I want to see Helen. I miss Helen because you guys. Actually, she wrestled in the morning. I believe this match already happened, so I don't know why I'm looking at it now. Japan, I don't think Japan won as many. Maybe in the men's, I don't think they took as many divisions. Helen, what up, Helen? Good luck. Now, I don't know about this technology right here. I don't believe in that laser. Yeah, I don't believe in that laser, but, you know, Helen, you do what you got to do. Just don't look in the eye. What does that laser do? Excuse me. It says GLV laser. Cellular and musculoskeletal benefits, tendons and ligaments, stimulates collagen production, stronger, more resilient tissue, reduces micro tear. I don't believe that stuff. Do you guys believe that stuff? Boost ATP production, faster muscle repair, less soreness, improved function, short-term, immediate pain relief, reduced inflammation, increased blood flow to injured areas, long-term supports tissue regeneration. I don't know if I agree with that. Is that real? That might be some pseudoscience. But if that gets you the win, go ahead. We got Jasmine Hosha. I know you guys like Jasmine Hosha. LL Snap says that pool guy just ran into my fence. Uh-oh. The pool guy ran into your fence. Uh-oh. Don't beat him up. Don't hurt him. Don't hurt him. Don't hurt him, okay? Don't hurt him.
But she funds your jiu-jitsu career.
Bro, that's like, yeah! That's like, bro, 100, bro, 100.
All right. She's a 9, but she only trains in Nike shorts.
-15.
-15. Only right answer. But he's always got ringworm or staff.
Oh my god.
0.
Yeah.
All right. She's in 100, but she only comes to the gym to train with guys.
Whoa, that's a 0.
That's a 0. She's a 0.
Streets.
To the streets. That's it. Y'all heard it. Done. Streets. He's a 10, but he only does IBJJF.
He's a 2.
He's a 2?
What?
He's a 2.
Solid. All right.
Get out of here.
He's a 10, but he only says moves in Japanese. Oh.
I like when they mix it up.
No, it's only
English, Japanese, but if it's only Japanese, we're going back to a 3.
Back to a 3? That's it. You're down.
Yeah.
Lost. She's a 3, but she funds your jiu-jitsu career.
Bro, that's like, yeah.
Shout out to Jasmine Hosha. You know she got a girlfriend. She for sure got a girlfriend. And her girlfriend probably looks better than your girlfriend. LL Snap says, people will buy anything. I'm going to sell my pee in a bottle and tell people to drink it. It will give you superpowers. Yeah, it's definitely going to raise your testosterone. Remember when Lyoto Machida had everybody? Well, I didn't drink my pee, but he had people drinking their pee. Don't do it. Don't do all the fads, everybody. LL Snap says he doesn't understand why people think he's joking all the time. And then he says stuff like that. He be saying stuff like that. And people are like, well, this guy's crazy. MacTube says dating in BJJ seems complicated because if the relationship goes south, one of you got to switch gyms. Yeah, that's how it goes. I tell you guys not to do that stuff, but nobody listens to me. Yeah, don't date. And now, where's Balea at? He got Ocean's BJJ. I was calling out AOJ because all them people be dating. All them people be dating left and right. Mushmaster says, I would never date in BJJ. My man sounds like he learned from experience. It might work out maybe 1% of the time, 2% of the time. So I called Balea out because AOJ, they be, them people be married up from the kids program. And he didn't have no comeback for that. So yeah, don't date in your gym. You could date some other gym or date some other sport. That's what I tell you guys. Go date some judo girls. They need the support. They need the loving, guys. Go date them judo girls. Go date those wrestler girls. They need it. Jiu-jitsu girls are good. They taken care of. They got the OnlyFans.
I'd like to both of you guys want to thank you.
What weight class is Muhammad Ali doing? Light heavyweight? Is that 205? Good luck to anybody fighting Muhammad Ali. Good luck. I remember the first time I saw Muhammad Ali, when he had hair, I was like, what the heck is that guy? I saw him. I'm like, who is that? Why is he here? Why is he competing in jiu-jitsu? He could have done some football or something. He should have gone to boxing. Yeah, go to boxing, bro. You're going to make way more money. Contender Series, you ain't going to make crap. You ain't going to make nothing on the Contender Series. He makes more money running his school. LOL Snap says, I would hit. Who, Jasmine Hosha? No, bro. Her dad going to hit you. MacTube says, dating, yeah, we said that. LOL Snap says, I took down a few of these. Uh-oh. That ain't nothing to be proud of, though. That ain't nothing to be proud of, LOL Snap. that ain't nothing to be proud of. You joined a long brotherhood of Eskimo bros. You joined a lot. LOL Snap might be connected to some world champions now. That ain't nothing to even talk about. I'm sorry, bro. I don't know if them girls, they ain't nothing to talk about. LOL Snap. Much Matcher said, I train with Ali every day. I know that was rough. I know that was rough. Good luck to him, though. I don't know. He could have done some other sports. What sports do you think he could have done? He could have played football, rugby. I don't know if he's fast, though. He says, yeah, they're light work. Mushmaster. Mushmaster. Woo. Some of those girls you ain't even got to work for. You ain't got to put no work in. You just gotta be there. Just show up. You ain't got. I heard about that. I'm not speaking from experience. I heard about that from other sources, but I don't know too much about that. Mushmatcher says Ali is one of the most athletic guys in the history of the sport. That's why he's not doing jiu-jitsu no more. LOL Snap says, I don't know how people do it just to he said women let me not say what he about to say. I don't know what you're talking about, LOL Snap. What Mushmatcher says whatever sport he wanted to. He should just go to boxing. He can go fight what's my man? What's my guy that was spinning? The black dude. Not Terrence Crawford, the big guy. Wilder. He could beat Wilder up. He could beat Wilder up. Yeah. He could definitely beat Wilder up. Wilder was spinning in the ring. What the heck was he on? Mushmatcher says whatever sport he wants to. Says you just need a post. You just need now you might need a black belt or so. Back in the day you needed a black belt, I heard, but now you could get away with whatever. Mushmatcher said you just needed a pulse. But that's wrong, Mushmatcher. LOL Snap says I can't say, I'm not gonna say nothing he's saying. Why do they have to buy the soap? She needed the soap. Oh, she had some ringworm or something. What'd she give you, bro? She gave you that ringworm, that itchy scratchy. What'd she give you, bro? So, oh God. LOL Snap. I told you you shouldn't be bragging about nothing. Don't brag about nothing, nobody. Even Gordon Ryan was supposed to fight Ali in the gi. Gordon was scared to fight Ali in the gi. He might have done okay. Kynan had a good match versus Gordon in no-gi. That was a good match in IBJF. Now they test in IBJF, so you won't see too many of those guys over there no more in the no-gi too. Someone says, was there a point when Craig Jones was legitimately the second best grappler in the world? Yeah, he's probably one of the top guys for a long time. I can't read nothing he's saying. You know what, LOL Snap? You should have just got out of there, bro. You should have got out of there. You should have disappeared in the bushes. You know what? I got to run to the store real quick. You should have just got yourself out of there, bro. Yeah, you did that to yourself, bro. You should have done better before you got there. Someone says, I don't really follow the sport of BJJ massively, so I'm not really aware of his Why are you making a post about it? People go research something. People like MacTube, go type in YouTube or Google or something. You guys be asking some questions. I don't really follow the sport, so I'm not really aware of his competitive background all that much. Why are you asking the question then? And Craig says no. Okay. Problem solved. I think Craig is definitely, he's really good. We already said that Gable Stevenson called out Craig. We ain't got that many stories today. We might have to watch a match or something. Or we might end early. We might get out the stream early today, guys. Oh no. Oh no, I'm sorry, bro. She had you bamboozled. Sometimes it be the pretty girls too. Send me her name on social media so I can research. I won't pull it up on the stream, but send it to me on social media so I can see. Yeah, let me know. Send it to me on my Instagram so I can see who you're talking about. Because I want to know. I'm curious, but I'm not going to post it on the chat. You know, don't let the people on the chat see. Man, I ain't listening to nothing from Gable. Screw Gable Stevenson. I might go watch some wrestling, bro. I kind of want to watch some wrestling. Talking about Craig, he's over here wrestling. I ain't playing that song. Oh, you know what happened, bro? Too many bulls in the ring. That's what happened. Too many bulls got up in there, and you about to be the next bull. He was never second best. Much faster. Craig, I mean, what's second best really? Second best to Gordon, maybe. I mean, everybody was second best to Gordon. I'm going to look her up, but not on the stream. I'm going to do that after I finish the stream. MacTube says, I'm very aware of the sport than that guy. Are you sure? You asked me some stuff. I'm like, do you train? Even Josiah started training. But you said you are aware, so okay. The only person I know in real life is Bushmaster. Right now on the stream. I know Quan too. And Balea. I do know Balea. Actually, I do know a couple people on this stream. And Carol. Actually, I do know some people on the stream. So I have to be on my best behavior. They can actually find me later on. Again, Muhammad Ali, different angle. Looking like a specimen. God, dog. Dang, LOL snap. He was bamboozled. He says she used to model for Playboy. All right, I'm going to look her up later. Take a little screenshot so I can find. LOL snap thought he was doing something. There's no way to know. You can't tell. You gotta use all your senses first. Good luck to Mr. Muhammad Ali. We're hoping for the best, brother. We want to see you do well out there in the Contender Series. I'm not the biggest fan of Dana White and his Contender Series, but I hope he does well, man. I don't want to see him. Buchecha already lost. We need our fighters to. We need these grapplers to do well. Mushmaster said he can't stay. He can't stay and play if it smells a certain way. Woo! All right, time to go. I'm sorry. I swear we're not misogynists now. LOL Snap might be a misogynist. I'm not though. This is a family channel, family show. It's a family show. We might be PG-13 now though. We got Kokorian again.
Could be something. Heel hook here. Oh, got it. Exactly one. Keith
Keith getting something cooking pretty early. Anything below the trying to take it home, he taps. So far. Here we go. This could be something. Heel hook here.
Keith, why did you post that final though, Keith? You ain't post that final, Keith. LL Snap says, Mush, she was already at the house. Nah, you gotta test it out before you get to the house, bro. You wild, man. The Cubans are wild. I was too far in. I just went down the street and got home. He's like, my man was thirsty. My man, my Cuban brothers be thirsty, bro. They ain't turning nothing down. They ain't turning nothing down. Sometimes you gotta say no. Sometimes you gotta just say no. I'm with Mushmaster. Sometimes, all right, this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. I don't care what anybody looks like. This ain't gonna work. MacTube says, Craig, what do you mean, Craig? MacTube. LOL Snap says, man, her earring popped. Because you know what? God said you weren't supposed to do that. God kept trying to tell you. You trying to figure out a way to get in there. God said no. He says, this is a family show. It is a family show. PG-13. We used to be PG, now we're PG-13. Mushmaster says, I'd text my boy to call me, then game like it's a family I gotta go. Just be honest. Hey, yo, this ain't gonna work. I just be honest. Allegedly. Now, depending on how down bad you are, you might need to stick it through. You might have to pull LOL Snapped. But you're gonna need to take a good look at yourself afterwards, though. You gotta ask yourself, what are you doing with your life at that point? You gotta ask yourself, why did I do all this? You gotta leave that for the young guys to go through. When you get to a certain age, you can't be doing that no more. You get in your 30s. All right, man, hang it up, man, hang it up.
A winner by submission regulation. Now on the semifinals, representing Keith Corey.
He kicked that kid in the head. Keith had a good tournament, except for that final. It happens. We might have a short show today, people. We're going to have a short show. I'll be usually on here for too long. Let me get out early, too. I got to take care of some stuff. We might be streaming late on Thursday, and we're not streaming on Friday, just so you guys know. I'm not going to stream on Friday. Maybe late afternoon on Thursday. LL Snap says, if you say my name popped up, it's not family anymore. And my wife said I'm PR nightmare. Mushmaster says, older dudes are crazy. That's true. Well, you know who the craziest dudes be? The married guys. They be the worst offenders nowadays. The married dudes, they terrible. All the married dudes terrible. The married guys terrible. Look at LL Snap. The married dudes.
Like, here's a black belt. You know what I mean? And so, like, no black belt in their 40s is bragging to you about being a black belt. Like, I wish to God I could tell people.
What the heck just happened?
I'm like a purple belt. I'm like a really good purple belt. Like, that's how I feel. Okay? So, instant red flag. No black belt in their 40s is bragging to you about being a black belt. I'm like embarrassed to tell people I'm a black belt, because with that belt, there comes this expectation. It's almost like a burden. Like, you are expected to perform a certain way, and when your broken ass old body doesn't perform that way, people are like, here's a black belt. You know what I mean? And so, like, no black belt in their 40s is bragging to you about being a black belt. Like, I wish to God I could tell people I'm like a purple belt. I'm like a really good purple belt. Like, that's how I feel. Okay? So, instant red flag. No black belt in their 40s is bragging to you about being a black belt. I'm like embarrassed to tell people I'm a black belt, because with
nobody told Moneyberg that. Moneyberg said he happy to be a black belt. He got on social media. He got on his podcast. He got people wearing his ugly rash guard. Moneyberg couldn't wait to tell people he got his black belt. He had a little ceremony with all the people he gave money to. Had to put my sock on. I ain't got the Moneyberg sock. Where's my foot at? I got the Rudis socks on. Had to put my socks on for Moneyberg. Mushmaster says, older dudes are crazy. Yeah, married dudes love to travel. The married dudes. LO Snap says, I'm just honest. He's wearing his black belt. I'm not bragging. This guy is a tool. Yeah, we're gonna. I think we're just gonna end at 2 hours today. I'm gonna take an hour off. Again, tomorrow we're gonna be streaming a little bit later, possibly, unless I find some stories. Is there anything else I want to cover? Yeah, we just talked about Trenton Hidley. That's awesome, man. Shout out to him, man. That's awesome, man. Happy for him. This man loves cutting us off. Who? Who, me? He's wearing his black belt. I'm not bright. Who, me? Who's cutting you off? Me? We got World No-Gi Championships. I might be out there December 11th to the 13th, right before Christmas. That'd be terrible timing. Yeah, I might be out there. Might go back to Vegas. We'll see. Do you ever watch or cover any Shintaro Higashi videos? Not too much. Not too often. Yeah, I don't cover too much. I don't want to bite too much of people's content, you know. I've seen a couple of his videos. They're pretty good. I think we've shown a couple of his videos on this channel too.
It's going to be Monday through Friday, 6:30 to 7:30 p.m., led by myself. If you're interested, make sure to head over to the link in the bio, sign up, check it out, book in your class.
What the heck's going on?
Hey.
If you guys don't know, Owen Jones moved to Atlanta, but he ain't really been there, as far as I know.
Excited to announce from Monday the 15th, I'm going to be teaching. It's going to be Monday through Friday, 6:30 to 7:30 p.m., led by myself. If you're interested, make sure to head over to the link in the bio, sign up, check it out, book in your class. Hey, see you guys there. Yo guys, super excited to announce from Monday the 15th, I'm going to be teaching. It's going to be Monday through Friday, 6:30 to 7:30 p.m., led by myself. If you're interested, make sure to head over to the link in the bio, sign up, check it out, book in your class. Hey, see you guys there. Yo guys, super excited to
hopefully Homeboy comes out to the, I don't know what he's doing. I feel like it's hard to immigrate right now. Who loves cutting you off? He says, I might be out there. I have to corner some people. Okay, I might have to see you. Let's listen to some white belt tapes. Where are those at? On Tori Roll? Gerald says, how do you cover and feature fighter events and not get strikes? What do you mean strikes? How do you feature fighters in events and not get strikes? What are you talking about? Copyright strikes? I want to do something like that, but I'm scared of getting popped. What, or you mean like copyright? Well, sometimes you get caught. You can edit some of the stuff out. They have whatever it's not AI, but they have an editing tool that you can take out copyrighted material. Now that's if people are cool. Sometimes if you use some content, they can deliver a copyright strike, which that sucks. You know, that can't copyright. Yeah. So there's a difference between having copyrighted material and then have someone giving you a copyright strike. Now, if they send that strike at you, if they send that strike at you, you got to go through copyright school, which I've gone through. I've had to go through copyright school. And then your channel, you can only get 3 strikes on your channel before they take your channel away. So YouTube, depending on who's coming after you, if they're cool with it, usually it's like music. So you hear me, I try not to play the music. But certain events like Polaris, I got hit with copyright strike. UFC, you're gonna get hit with the copyright strike. Some of those other tournaments, you might possibly get hit with the copyright strike. So that's why I don't. People are like, react to this, react to that. That's why I won't react to everything. And that's why I might play a clip and I pause it, or I might switch to something else. So I'm always trying to mitigate the copyright stuff. Usually the music's the worst thing that gets me. That music be hitting. That's why I turn the music off. Now sometimes the wrestling, UWW, I don't go to UWW stuff. I don't play UFC anything. I don't play Polaris anything. So I have to be careful with some of the matches that we watch. I am cool with Flow Grappling, so I can usually watch stuff on their channel. LOL says, yeah, the show you roll people. Yeah, I think that's just on their channel though. I'm not sure. I'm gonna go through one by one. Gerald says, I got one for showing a video of my wife demonstrating an armbar. How? Was it music in the background? How'd you get a copyright of your wife demonstrating an armbar? Yes, the system is different, bro. That's why I be moving around, jumping to Reddit, jumping to the Instagram. I can go to YouTube. I might go to YouTube, but say we go to YouTube right now. I might react to something from Flow Grappling or IBJJF, but I ain't gonna react to. I ain't gonna react to like anything else outside of that. And that's because I talked to those guys. They said, hey, you can watch the videos. You can react to the videos. Awesome. Now, I ain't reacting to too much else, really. That's just my preference. Ooh, they got that matchup? Oh, that's from last year. Say we wanted to watch... I don't want to watch that. Say we wanted to watch the kid from Poland or wherever he's from at the European trials. We could watch that. That's fine. I can watch that all day. Flow's cool with that. Now, UFC or UFC BJJ or something, I ain't watching that. Some of them, bro, they ready to hit me with a copyright strike. LOL Snap says, I might need to do YouTube. I might be a hit. You may be, but I think they're going to cancel you. You can't be, the stuff you be saying, you can't say on YouTube. They're going to cut your channel quick. You're going to get reported fast. So we can watch this match. This ain't nothing. We can watch this match. I'm not saying I want to watch it. Gerald says, no, we volunteer for an organization that teaches cops to fight so they stop shooting folks. I didn't think they tripped. They did. Oh. Did you have guns in the video? Or did you mention guns? Did you talk about guns? Or guns implied? You have to show me the video. Maybe I could see what happened. Otherwise, they're supposed to send you an explanation of why you got hit with the copyright. I can't pull my copyright stuff up, but they're usually supposed to give you some type of... And you can always dispute it. Mushmaster says, I got a funny show you roll story. Uh-oh, Mushmaster. Uh-oh. I used to be cool with show you roll. I don't really keep up with them as much as I used to. They kind of, they've been doing some different stuff over there at show you roll. I do like some of their stuff. I like some of their, geese and some of their collabs. I like A&P. They're just a little different. Mushmaster got some secrets too. Yeah, he been in the scene a long time. He been in the scene. Uh-oh, people want to know the story, Mushmaster. LL Snap says, Craig Jones is worse than me. At what? At offending people? Nah, you pretty good. Craig ain't on YouTube like that. He jump off YouTube. He don't post on YouTube too much crazy stuff. Now on Instagram he might post some crazy stuff. We can't all be Craig. Oh, that kid was about to get armbarred. Uh-oh. How did he survive all this? All right, he got out of there. I don't want to watch this kid. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not into it right now. Mushmaster, they want to know the story now. He might be typing everybody. North Korea been doing pretty good at the championships too. Hey, oh no! You know, North Korea and Japan be going at it, and regular Korea, normal Korea. Mushmaster says story time will happen once I start my show again. Mushmaster, go ahead and start that show. Are you gonna do a live show, or are you gonna do just? You said you want to do voice. People want to see you on there, bro. LL Snap says, tell the truth. I don't see why people get so mad over it. The truth hurts. He says, heck yeah, I am at work sneaking to listen to this stream. What's the show your OT? He said you got to wait till he gets his show back up. All right, Mushmaster, get the show up. Get that show up, Mushmaster. Oh, my Japanese girl got taken out. Don't let me find a Japanese wrestling girl. I might settle down. I won't even lie to you people. I might settle down. I find me a nice Japanese wrestler girl. I might have to. We got Mr. David Carr. I keep wanting to say Nate Carr. That's his dad. He had a good match versus Sidakov. He just, you can't let Sidakov come back. They want to see your voice though. They want to see your voice on there, or see your face on there. LL Snap says, look at these anime people. Hey, that might be my future wife you're talking about right there. If I find myself a cute little Japanese wrestler girl, I might have to just settle down. There ain't nothing better out here. LL Snap over here getting bamboozled. I ain't trying to get bamboozled. Mushmaster, put your face out there and do a live stream.
Bro gonna win, bro. That's crazy.
He was about to win.
Like, Sidakov losing to another. Wait, whoa, what happened? Okay. No.
He gave that match up.
No, bro, this can't be.
Oh, Criteria's last to score?
He beat JB in the last second twice, and 5 seconds left. Sucker drag is crazy.
He could have.
He was so close to getting that takedown earlier.
It was for third place, though. It's for third place. David Carr, you just gotta. I don't know. He messed that up. That was on him. He got 2 seconds. Don't circle back and get pushed out. He lost that one. That would have been a nice bronze medal. Sidakov good though. Sidakov. He was winning 18 seconds. How are you losing 18 seconds? He was just moving too much. Sometimes he moved too much. Like right here, stop. Move, stop right there. Stop. Oh, sucker drag. Dang it. He should have backed away. That got him though. Mushmaster said, yeah, just voice. LL Snap says, you realize, nah, they ain't controlling no income from me. He said, I can't say nothing. I can't say nothing he's saying. Uh-oh. LL Snap. LL Snap. You too much truth. Nah, well, it ain't gonna run like that in my household, but maybe in Japan, but I'll bring her here. I don't know if I bring her here. It's too much going on. Cultural differences are, you gotta look at cultural differences too. LL Snap, I don't know if that would work with me. Oh, Jesus Christ. You can't have your own live stream. They ain't gonna let you have your own live stream. They gonna take your live stream away. You gotta take your live stream away. They gonna take your live stream away. Let me react to it. They gonna take your live stream away. He said David Carter is still that dude. He had Sidakov on the ropes. So much fun watching bro compete. Sidakov doing Sidakov things. Sidakov, he beat JB just like this too. Hate to say it, but he's like prime JB, clutch at closing out matches and comebacks. This was genuinely the most frustrating match I've ever watched. Sidakov shot once to Carr's 30 shots. Well, Sidakov getting old. Carr had a great showing this tournament, keeping it close with Valiv and Sidakov is no easy feat. I believe he was on that tough bracket. Carr can win gold at this weight. He'll get better from this. The thing is, to make the American team again is tough. You ain't guaranteed to make the American team. You ain't guaranteed that. LOL Snap says, I'm telling you from experience. You got too much experience. I probably should be on Vice TV or something. Yeah, you got too much experience. I don't want to know what your body count is, bro. You might be in the hundreds, 200. All right, let me jump out of that conversation. We might offend some people that we haven't already offended. We ain't trying to offend everybody. It says, why do Americans have insane gas tanks? They just do cardio. Just watch Trent Hidley, I hope I'm saying his name right, versus Emanuela, I can't pronounce his last name, in the finals. And this pattern of American wrestlers, that's that training lab. That's what they do. And this pattern of American wrestlers being all gas and no breaks is very common in the World Championships. The Iranians and the Russians almost always start defensively against the U.S. to manage the tempo, and the Americans still end up breaking them by the final 1 to 2 minutes. What does USA Wrestling do that the Russians and Iranians and maybe the Japanese haven't figured out with their conditioning? They get on that bike. They be biking. Is it folk-style wrestling that's more physically demanding? No. They just do more cardio. LO Snap says, it's up there. I visited a few parlors. Oh, God. Oh, God. LO Snap. LO Snap, man, you lived a lot of life, bro. Too much life. Ain't you too truthful? Says, my understanding is that America for decades has been big on conditioning and live wrestling. The others have been massive on drilling, and conditioning takes a back seat. I believe America has increased the technique while keeping the conditioning. It says, yep, my high school wrestling practice was almost always 2 hours of wrestling and then 30 minutes of wind sprints. It says, yep, and having experienced that level of intensity sets you up for a lifetime of mental toughness. 10 years since I've been on the mat competitively, and I run laps around the folks at my age at my boxing gym, despite devolving quite a bit. Says, absolutely agree. I'm 47 years old, and the 20-somethings at BJJ can't believe I'm rolling with them. Why? It says, yep, I got back into wrestling when my son started. At that time, I was deeply into the movement in MMA to start focusing more on recovery. I did strength and conditioning for some pro fighters and closely followed the new science. Classical American wrestling is a 2-hour practice, 30 to 40 minutes of live 100% wrestling, and 30 minutes of conditioning piled on top. I helped start a local club, and the coach from Penn, University of Penn, I guess, would always pile extra conditioning on top of live practices going more than 2 hours. Then I started taking my son to a place run by Cubans. Then I started taking my son to a place run by Cubans. 40 minutes of hard live, but that wasn't it. No extra conditioning on top. Practice was an hour and 20 tops. So if he trained with LOL Snapped, he would be doing that conditioning. It says, watch Brent Metcalf or Johnny Reeder. Yeah, we might have to check them out. A lot of conditioning. There was a common belief that they should focus on skill and techniques, and that you shouldn't win matches with just conditioning. Americans don't believe that. The most skilled wrestlers should win, not the most conditioned. They used to lament us for doing it, kind of like we were breaking an unwritten rule. Guess that's why Americans can take 10 shots to a single shot from Iran or UWW and still get put on their shot clock twice. Says essentially this, our American obsession with 100% of the time has, in my opinion, held us back. We call it the Iowa style, but almost every coach I knew from Penn trained this way. In live, never concede a point, always wrestle to win. We rarely did play wrestling, which is going 80%, not worrying about winning or losing, concentrating on flow. That's what they do at Penn State. Says, we started our kids earlier and ground them down with excessive competition at an excessively young age. However, those that survived were some of the best conditioned wrestlers in the world. Having said all that, Americans have adapted the methods from the Russians, Iranians, and Cubans. Cubans use live wrestling for conditioning, but unlike Americans, don't pile extra conditioning on top. That is why I predicted that America will be on top again. We may not be Dagestan, but we certainly are going to do better than we did at the last Olympics. Nonetheless, American wrestlers will still probably remain the best conditioned. How do you feel about that, LOL Snapped? He says, high school, we ran stairs and did buddy carries up the stairs and wheelbarrows up the stairs. If you're not tough, it will mentally break you. He says, Alec, what is your training lifting schedule like? Maybe once or twice a week lifting. Training depends on where I'm at. Right now I'm traveling, so I'm not training as much. But when I go home, I try to get Monday through Saturday, was that 6 days a week with at least an hour of rolling. 30 minutes to an hour of rolling every day. So that's not terrible. But I used to train like twice a day, 3 times. And when I went to Maryland, 4 times a day, killed myself 4 times a day. I don't suggest everybody does that, though. Says you can pretty much thank Dan Gable for that. I'm sure someone else knows more about this than I do, but as a coach at Iowa, that was his style of wrestling. Just extreme levels of conditioning. And since he was the best wrestler and best coach in America, that style pretty much permeated throughout all the levels of wrestling in America. Says, yep, Dan Gable laid the foundation for USA Wrestling. He figured out early that technique doesn't matter when your gas tank runs empty, and he decided to make sure his wrestlers never ran out of gas. Everyone copied that, and now we have the best conditioned wrestlers in the world. We didn't have the best technical wrestlers, though, until recently. I would say some people don't think JB's technical. I think he was. David Taylor, for sure. The Magic Man, for sure, technical. John Smith was technical. Helen's technical. Amit is technical, but she also strong. Who else was really technical? I'm trying to think. I think David Taylor is probably the best example of a technician we got. Cardio is a weapon. It says essentially, not that I was anywhere near Gable, but within my teams, I was always one of the best conditioned guys, and it won me a number of matches in the third, at least at even the college level. Even when my technique was poor and I'd get down even by multiple takedowns, I'd force guys to work a mile to get an inch, and by the third, I was having things open up and getting late falls. It says, yep, called the Iowa style. But everyone emulates it. I know a lot of coaches from Penn, and they promulgated. I can't say that word. Where's Jason Whitfield to help me say stuff? John Smith would agree. To paraphrase, he said something along the lines of folk style toughens you up for freestyle when talking about Dayton Fix for going an Olympic red shirt. Folk style wrestling matches require much more cardio, and our wrestlers spend most of their careers training for that. It says, yeah, folk style is just much harder. The control requirements is the hard part. The freestyle back exposure rules just make a lot of things look flailing and out of control in comparison. A lot of scoring in freestyle would just be the beginning of a scramble sequence in folk. And what freestyle guys train at the end of the sequence, folk style trains as just part of initial phase in comparison. We're going to read one more. He says, they don't understand you wrestle until somebody passed out in Cuba. Dang. Yeah, we don't do that over here. Mushmaster says, strength and conditioning is a technique. LL Snap says, why is everyone talking about technique? Just pin them. You don't need cardio or a technique if you just pin the person. That's true. It says, obviously, conditioning is a big part of it, which other people have mentioned. I'm going to focus on 2 other things that people haven't brought up. First is the style. Most Americans typically don't go for a lot of lifts and throws or parterre turns, which can score more points, i.e. a throw is worth 4 or sometimes 5 points. A takedown followed by a parterre turn is 4 points, but can drain your gas tank more quickly. There are a lot of exceptions like Kyle Dake, a lot of chest locks, and Spencer Lee turns everyone. But in general, Americans stick with the fundamental shots and finishes, which is less tiring than most trying to go for big counter throws or parterre throws. That's true. Americans usually just score with the doubles and singles. They're not really trying to turn you unless it's Kyle Dake or Spencer Lee. It says also along the same lines, Americans are usually not maxed out on speed either. Once again, there are exceptions. Wrestlers like Carr or Burroughs have lightning fast shots, Yanni, in his prime at 65, was also very fast. But most Americans are not as quick-footed, especially compared to the top Japanese wrestlers, who are probably the fastest on average. On the mat, I think Americans tend to not overwork themselves during mat scrambles the way a lot of pure freestyle wrestlers do. It's both good and bad. Sometimes it makes it easier to get turned because they are too nonchalant. Other times I think it works in their favor because they aren't overexerting themselves to quickly finish or get a turn. Once again, there are always exceptions. Second, aside from the stylistic differences, another key point to remember is that American folk style wrestling infrastructure will naturally select athletes with good stamina. Folk style rules are way more favorable to wrestlers whose main attribute is their stamina and work rate. In comparison, freestyle rules do not emphasize stamina as much, since most of the top U.S. freestyle athletes had to succeed in high-level folk style first. Henry Cejudo aside, it makes sense that Team USA will have a lot of representatives whose best attribute is their stamina. Yeah. LOL Snap says, folk style wrestling is the hardest wrestling of all. I think Greco might be. I think Greco might be the hardest because, you know, you could take a regular person and they could do freestyle and folk style, but they could not do Greco. They get killed in Greco, which is similar to judo. Freestyle, if I got the gator roll position on you, you were done. You're getting tech fall. That's true. Now, folk style is hard because you got to escape, but I think Greco. I think Greco is hard because, like, you just can't go in and do Greco. You're gonna get tossed. You know, most people can't do a throw. I don't want to read anymore. Should I read this? Let me read two more and I'll jump out of here. It says, if it's shifting a little bit, but for a few decades now, since Dan Gable's era, the entire wrestling culture in the state was work harder than your competition. So you have kids and teens going through some brutal practices, and it's only getting amped up at the college level. Now I think newer coaches are sort of finding a better balance, but our old school coaches have very much been about pushing their athletes into a wall and then ramming straight through it. And this style of coaching was pretty much universal across the entire country. Like I said, there's a balance, and guys like Dan Gable had a very short career because of injuries, and the guys who still have these old school coaches kind of have the same issues now. Others have mentioned, but folk style wrestling also helps in that you're wrestling nonstop for 6 to 7 minutes. There's no resets after takedowns, and you have to work your way back up to your feet or keep the guy down. And in my opinion, the ground game in folk style is a lot more draining than being on the feet. My coaches always preached about grinding guys out on the ground, and is typically where you can break a guy's spirit and make them quit. What the U.S. is now, I think, finally catching on to is the same grind that creates these cardio monsters also results in a lot of attrition to the talent pool. We never give much thought to all the talented wrestlers that fell by the wayside due to injury or burnout in the process of creating the ones we see at the Olympics, and that matters for a national program. If you take the big picture view of things, an approach that keeps more talented wrestlers on the mat for longer in their 20s and 30s, even if they're not eventually the national representative, is crucial in terms of casting the widest possible net for talent and to get as many potential high-grade sparring partners, etc. That's one of the upsides of the Russian approach. Sure, they gas out sometimes late in an important match, but there is no arguing with their medal count and how incredibly high level their second, third, and fourth, etc. Their members are. Choices are basically every weight. That is because they don't routinely grind down a significant chunk of their prospects to the point where they either stop wrestling altogether or can only do so at a very degraded level. That sounds pretty right. Let's see. Freestyle. It says Johnny was the fastest person ever trained with. Greco was great for no-gi on the feet and MMA. Greco is a joke. Don't say that, LOL Snap. You Cuban. You can't say that. I used to make the wrestlers walk off the mat. Don't say that. You know your countryman is the greatest Greco-Roman wrestler, or one of the greatest. What was that guy we were supposed to look up? Which Johnny are you talking about? What was that person? Brett Metcalf. Let's look at Brett Metcalf real fast. We're in bonus time now. I'm just kind of hanging out now. I ran all my stories out the way. I can't even spell. 2 T's. Brent Metcalf. I thought it was Brett Metcalf. We can't play no NCAA. Is that the guy? You said Brett Metcalf, though. No, it was Brent Metcalf. I don't know if I can play USA Wrestling. I can't play it. No, I can't play anything. I can't play most of this stuff. Can't play Big Ten. I can play Flow. Yeah, I can't play NCAAs. NCAAs, I for sure can't play NCAAs. Woo! Can't play that at all. Greco's joke. Okay. Yeah, I want to play some Metcalf, but I don't think I can. Let's watch this one then. I can play Flow Wrestling, I think. And Jordan Oliver.
Other than that, it's been all Metcalf in this series, and but Jordan Oliver looking great. We are underway here, 65, and he gives those double taps. And he did this a lot during the World Team Trials last year. Wants to keep Metcalf at bay, doesn't want to let him get in to his ties where he can get to that left side high crotch, that single leg he's got. So Oliver's kind of slowly, in a way, taking ground.
65.
And, opposite styles completely. Brent
Is this
Metcalf
Spitzer Lee's weight?
stays in good position, marches forward, and Jordan Oliver, fast, quick, slick, and really, really doing it with, this must be the game plan. Try to frustrate Metcalf. That's going to be probably a tall order, though.
A nice hard club from Metcalf.
Metcalf staying in the stance.
Oliver responds.
And I tell you, there's no love lost.
Metcalf staying in the stance.
Between these two
Zero.
athletes.
And J.O. just trying to create some separation there from space, but he's got to do something there. He can't just continue to shove. He's got to work off of that.
That earned him a passive call in the first 45. He's going to continue to do it, though.
But you know what? You can push him 100 times. He's going to come forward 100 times. That's just Brent Metcalf. That's what he's going to do. He wants to get that collar tie, wants to pull on your head, release.
He took that left-handed shot when Oliver just kind of lifted his leg.
This World Team Trials? What year is this? 5 years ago? 2020?
So we will see Jordan Oliver on the 30-second
Oh,
shot.
it says 2015. That's more than 5 years ago.
I recall last year at the World Team Trials, Oliver did a great job reattacking
10 years
off
ago.
of Metcalf's high crotch. We'll see if that's still the case. Metcalf was able to adjust, obviously, and won both matches. But he was put to the test for sure. And now it's coming up 15 seconds. J.O. on the clock here, or he's going to give up the first point of this match.
It does appear that way. Metcalf 3 years older at 28 than the 25-year-old Oliver. There's a soft little push on the face there.
I'm about the same age as Jordan Oliver.
1:15 to go, and it'll be 1-0.
The little snap says, I remember when Brett's brother died. That was the saddest day of my life. He used to be a good friend of mine. He burned to death in the car. Oh,
the best
no.
shot we've seen so far from Oliver, but defended very nicely by Metcalf. 1 minute to go in the first.
Dang, bro. His brother was the one who taught me English.
An awkward position. Now Oliver slides it into a collar tie.
Little rough match right here.
Just little shove here, push there after the whistle. Very evident there's a little rivalry bubble.
Is that Helen?
The surface here.
Is that Helen over there? Maybe.
It goes beyond rest.
You guys know Helen been around for a minute.
Still a 1-0 lead for
Since at
Brent
least
Metcalf.
2012.
Yep, 30 on the clock. And Metcalf hasn't been able to get to the legs, although neither has Oliver. They've wrestled from the outside quite a bit, which is where Oliver, I would assume, prefers to wrestle against Metcalf, who wants to wrestle in a phone booth.
Yeah, no question. Left side underhook there for Metcalf. See if he's able to fire off an attack here. snag a late takedown or maybe get a push out, extending his lead. Good motion here from Oliver, just hasn't pulled the trigger too much. And that'll do it for the first period. 1-0 Metcalf after one, but you gotta wonder.
There's one more of those light,
Just a little.
It wasn't over the top at all, but
nothing.
it was a tiny little shove.
Just like, hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna stop coming.
Is Metcalf the guy that beat Jordan Burroughs? Who beat Jordan Burroughs back in
So
States?
1-0 lead for
in Jersey.
Metcalf, but you have to wonder, are we gonna see?
Was it Metcalf that beat
put
Jordan
on the shot
Burroughs?
clock here? Because it's not to me appearing like Metcalf really pushing him all.
I don't know if it was,
that.
or was
When
it
it's even
Brands?
like that,
Was it the
they're
Brands
gonna
brothers or
alternate
was
who
it
goes on the shot
Metcalf's?
clock, but that's not always a hard and fast rule.
Typically the case, though. Absolutely.
That's
Christian,
the pattern.
great point.
That's the pattern you see. So
Might have been
Metcalf's
JB.
gonna know that. He's well tested. He's
Hey.
overseas. He
Yo.
competes a lot
Yo.
domestically as well. He's been in big matches. And he knows what it means. He can't count on the shot.
Hey yo. Hey yo.
I wonder if they're gonna.
And he's pointing at blue. He keeps.
That's
pointing
how
at blue.
MMA developed. It
Referee.
I
it
feel like
went from
Oliver believes
wrestling
he's
to
being,
striking real fast.
Positional and controlling the position, but really, in a way, it's preventing wrestling. Yeah. When you just shove and you don't really do anything.
Nah, that's part of wrestling, bro.
That's what the official is trying to communicate to Jordan as Metcalf continuing to take ground
He's
here.
chasing around the mat a little bit.
And remember, their U.S. Open match was tight. 2-1, I believe, was the final. Just about a month ago. Now they're going to go
again.
Passive blue once more. And he's on the shot clock again. And Metcalf, or excuse me, Oliver looking a little frustrated with that
Smirk.
call.
John Smith throws his hand in the air. It's why? So there's obviously some game planning and strategy, I would say, from Metcalf. And you have to make adjustments if you think about the number of times they've wrestled. And Metcalf taking how many of the last in a row? 2, 3, maybe 4.
Yeah, the shove has been working. Nice job by Oliver working to get to that misdirect. Now looking ankle pick.
It's hard to shoot on
Picking
that
it up here.
when they're
5 seconds.
shorter.
Don't want to give up another caution in one, but that's exactly what's going to happen. So 2 cautions and 2 points for Metcalf. So, but as it stands, if Oliver were able to get a takedown here, he would be in the lead
With criteria.
by having the higher amplitude score. So he's still only a takedown away, despite everything kind of trending Metcalf's way. And now
Metcalf literally chasing right there. He goes back to the double hand push.
Yeah, I feel like it's not really building to anything. It's not making an impression on the officials. Now they're going to hit Metcalf for passivity, but and that probably, you know, Metcalf hasn't been taking a lot of shots. He hasn't been getting in deep. Not really been. He's been controlling the center, but not to a dominant degree. And he probably warrants a passivity warning. Or actually, he's on the shot clock now.
Jordan, 2 hands on that wrist, really trying to slow Metcalf down. The referee won't.
Almost gets to
slap
that
in the hand.
single leg.
Excuse me.
So 10 seconds. There's a single leg from Metcalf.
Oh, this is the best out of 3
He's
series.
going to give up this point here. So Oliver tightens up. Wow, gets to the shot, but too little, too late. But they're going to let him keep wrestling, I guess.
They're going to go takedown. And is he going to be able to turn it right into a lace? And he
6.
will. Oh, hey, 2 more for Brent Metcalf. Make it 6-0. And here comes the Angry Bird Challenge.
Nah, it ain't
Great
a challenge.
breakdown
So
by
7-0.
But they low him at
900.
I thought 99.
He's trying to be a
I thought
one-upper.
99 out of 100 was plenty. But 7-0 now, Metcalf. They're going to agree. And there's a double leg right off the bat.
Push
from
out, push
Oliver.
out, push out.
And Metcalf doing a good job getting his hips
Toe in the
back.
line. Metcalf, I think, stepped out.
Oh,
Are they going to
uh-oh.
go 4 there? I thought Metcalf stepped out. Can you challenge?
Costly. If you're Metcalf, that's a
George should have done that earlier.
necessary risk there.
Jordan
Go
Oliver should have done that
for 4.
earlier.
Take the step out. Give up the takedown. Don't give up 4. And but Oliver puts himself right.
That's
into
the worst
that
in wrestling when you're
now
down.
A 4-pointer wins it for Oliver.
Except for Sidikov. Sidikov, the only person who can come back.
Oh, great re-attack. Wow.
How do you do that?
By Brent Metcalf.
How do you do that?
Oliver was
right in this
slapping
match.
him hard.
Now a 4-pointer
missed
wins
that.
it for Oliver.
Shot, reshot. Oh, yeah.
Now
That was a
great
reshot.
re-attack.
Damn,
Wow.
For 2.
By Brent Metcalf,
Dang.
making 9-4, and that'll do it. Brent Metcalf.
I believe Metcalf is one to beat. Yeah, Jordan Burroughs. Did he beat my man Jordan Burroughs? Is he the one that beat my man Jordan Burroughs at States? We can't play. I don't know if we can play that. Can we play that? Oh, he beat him a couple times, actually. Or fought him a couple times. I don't know if they'll let me play that. Can we get one more match out the way?
Or 9-0. Nebraska's Jordan Burroughs will go up against Iowa's Brent Metcalf.
Oh, it's from Iowa.
Brent
Yeah, that wasn't
Metcalf
him.
out of Davison, Michigan, the same high school, Davison High School,
you guys can't
as
see it,
Paul
my bad.
Donahoe, the 25-pounder for
My bad.
Nebraska. Jordan Burroughs, a
Last
sophomore
match, and
from
we'll
Sickleville,
probably
New
jump out of
Jersey,
here.
Winslow Township High School. Metcalf is also a sophomore.
LL Snap says, I'm about to send you some money
really
to watch
impressive
me in high
win
school
against
dominate
Josh
everyone.
Sherrella
Oh,
from
Jesus.
Michigan. Sherrella, the 5-year senior, Metcalf, the freshman, and just
You
real
guys
good
know
physical,
JB in the red,
hard-fought match.
Metcalf
Did a
in
nice
the
job of
black.
Getting out from underneath. He's just got the full complement of skills and a gas.
Yo,
tank
young
to go with
JB,
it.
bro. Young JB, bro.
It is Metcalf's first year wrestling because he had to give up a couple of years, one as a redshirt and one as for the transfer. He's a sophomore, so is Jordan Burroughs, and they met earlier
So
this
again,
year
this is folk style
in the
wrestling.
finals of the,
He says, look how big I was.
Omaha
You guys send me the
Open
link.
tournament, the Kaufman Brands Omaha Open Tournament, and Metcalf won 6-0 in the finals.
Let me get this match, and I'll watch you.
There's a nice leg attempt there by Burroughs, left-handed single leg. And every time that Burroughs drives into him, you notice how Metcalf has his left shoulder there, kind of driving, keeping him away. I know he'd like to get his arm back.
You guys know JB didn't really. JB wasn't really JB until about 2010, 2011.
Taken on all comers this year. He's ranked number 2 in the nation.
2011,
He's only
yeah.
lost
He wasn't really
against,
JB until
Darian
2011.
Caldwell from North Carolina State.
Thank you.
Pinned
Thank
him
you,
real
LL Snap. We
fast
got to
in
watch
one
your
of those
match
type
now.
of things in the first period. Otherwise,
Let me finish this
Metcalf,
match,
the
then I'll
Midlands
get to you.
champion,
Can you
is,
send me the link?
Certainly one of the favorites to win the NCAA title this year.
Well, that's the way you're going to have to get a guy like this.
Yo,
because
JB wasn't
he's
really JB-ing
constant
like
7
we
minutes
know
of
him
pressure.
to.
He doesn't get tired out there, and again, the type of wrestler that expands his lead once he gets a lead. Oh, nice single leg attempt.
Nice Metcalf.
To the head, comes back.
Defend
right
JB,
through.
defend JB.
He's wrestling a good athlete here. He goes to the first choice, which is the far ankle. He's got to work with some real estate here, trying to get to that far ankle. He's going to pull him all the way back.
So, you know, in folk style, you got to keep wrestling.
Now he's got the points. That's just
Put the link in the cash app. Thank you, sir.
Good single leg finish.
So you know, folk style, you got to get out that stuff. Freestyle, they just stand you up. Folk style, you got to get out yourself.
Hawkeye program.
LL Snap says, I wrestled at the 50-minute mark. All right, we'll check you out. Because you'll see Brett Metcalf and Johnny Reeder and all of us on that video.
And got to be very pleased with the way this program is going.
Referee position. So this is actual riding time here. Not like in EBI rules. That ain't real riding time. Bust him out.
228-0.
Now I believe you get a point for that escape, but
to Virginia Tech.
I don't know what you get back in those days.
Champions preps with Tom Brands. And we've seen Slayton. We've seen LeClaire. Now Metcalf. And we'll see Jay Borchell a little later at 174.
Again, look at the way he stalks. I mean, he doesn't come out of his stance.
Hey,
so
JB wasn't really JBing back then. JB wasn't really JBing back in those days.
Fake shot, half shot, can't get all the way through, and Metcalf's not falling for it, but at the same time, just going forward, keeping pressure on. Every free move is forward, but forward.
Come on, JB. JB wasn't quite explosive enough to get where he wanted to be back in those days.
Time's ticking away in the first period. Metcalf ahead 2-1. Early takedown. Burroughs got an escape. We're at 149 pounds. Mike Haggerty, the official. There's the end of the first period. There's Mark Manning. His wrestler gets the choice and gonna chooses down. Tony Ursuline, his assistant, right to his right, our left here on the screen.
And Tim, you mentioned this earlier, but both programs, 11 sophomores combined.
Only one senior on each team. Mark Perry for Iowa at 165, and May, the heavyweight, for Nebraska. The only 2 seniors on the team, 11 sophomores. And for being so young, they have a lot of savvy and good experience.
Yeah, these are quality wrestlers here that are going to be back, year after year, all throughout their careers.
7
No one-year wonders.
7 sophomores for Iowa, 4 sophomores for Nebraska.
Low ankle attempt there by Burrows. And
Trying to
Metcalf
find it.
Showing very quick. Look how low his hands are. He's looking for that shot, also looking for his own shot. And when he does put his hands on the opponent here, it's heavy hands. Really makes the opponent work.
2-2. Takedown early in the first period for Metcalf. An escape for Burrows, and then an escape here in the second period for Burrows. The 4th match in this dual championship final, the National Dual Championships.
Every free tie-up situation, Metcalf is moving forward. Now, you know, granted, he's going to take the other guy off the mat, but he's making an impression on the official. And you know, over time, that's gonna help him in his career, establish a reputation. He's already got a good reputation as far as that goes, as far as being aggressive. But you know, those points are gonna add up in tough match situations later on. Going
Sorry,
forward.
I'm trying to figure this out, guys.
And Jordan Burrows is looking for a way to go forward himself and not having much success.
He's better off just standing his ground. Creating a scramble, okay. But Metcalf has both ankles. Not going to get 2 yet because of the lock in the crotch.
Is the video?
But
I'm having trouble pulling
get
it
his
up.
head out on the far side if he can.
Is the video?
Will be too. Constantly working to improve.
Is it? What's the word I'm looking for? Is it private or something? Oh no, JB, no.
There's 2 points with only 14 seconds left in this second period, and there Metcalf goes ahead 4-2, and he is going to have the choice in the final period.
That's just persistence, and I think that paid off.
Just type it in. Let me see.
Nice job by Burrows. Coming out, doesn't get the points.
Does not give the points. Tom Brands looking on with a lead, 9-0 for his
50
team
minute
after
mark.
3
Okay.
matches. And Metcalf chooses
It's
down.
freshman
He's up
on
4-2.
varsity. Davidson Wrestling.
Brands
Wrestling.
is,
Okay, I'll try to type it in.
Well, you know what? I'd be awful happy too, coaching a kid like this that is going forward all the time. And I know that.
Let me finish this up. Let me finish this up. And I'll jump on you. No Diddy.
3 years now. Recruited him to
2006.
Follow him.
I might be. How old are you, Yellow Snap? I might be older than you.
This situation here where I've been
Yeah, I think I'm older than you.
And as a sophomore, not a lot of
Escape
experience.
for Metcalf and right back in. Looking
Hey,
at
come on,
score
JB. No,
again.
JB.
Has the ankle. If he can pull it in, he'll have 2. Except that Burrows, who is quick, pulls his other leg out.
Doesn't look like he's going to get it, but Tim, what I've been most impressed with him is his down position wrestling. I mean, he wrestled Josh Shirello, was a quality opponent in the top position, and kept the pockets closed and did a nice job of, even right there, getting out from underneath. And that's probably one of the more difficult skills to teach young college wrestlers, and he's got it.
He's ahead of the game, a sophomore, ranked number 2 in the nation. Brent Metcalf for Iowa out front, 5'2", here with 149
JB a freshman?
pounds.
2008?
Finals.
He might have been a sophomore too.
Championships, Iowa out in front of the team, 9-0.
No, I think he was a freshman. No, was he a freshman or sophomore?
He has the skills. Now he's in on the other leg. We saw before where he was working the single leg, and now he's on the other leg. And this is
JB. JB. This before JB was JB and everybody.
1 point for Iowa. Technical violation against Nebraska's Jordan Burrows for fleeing the mat. 6-2 for
JB.
Metcalf.
JB, ready to go.
It does seem like Metcalf is just carrying on what every Iowa wrestler has been doing since Charlie Falk beat Donahoe. I mean, they're chasing.
Yep, they're chasing, and Charlie Falk was, moving forward. He had the offensive shot in the match, and it's just carried forward. And now Nebraska's kind of reeling a little bit here. They've seen their leader and returning national champion. They've had a great tournament to this point, and you got to be careful not just to
JB
be content
wasn't JB in right there.
They do have the matchups there, or had the matchups.
All right, I'm gonna type it in. So I made my debut in high school wrestling on that day. 36. Oh, we're the same age. I'm 36 too.
Champion, it's a big win, but you gotta keep it up over there on the sideline and not just be content with the last match.
When did you leave Cuba then?
I think a lot of it's just that the Hawkeyes are just coming after him.
In high school, you went straight from high school. You left Cuba in high school.
Hawkeyes seeded number 2. Penn State got upset as the #1 seed. Nebraska upsetting them, as well as Northwestern, the #8 seed, and then Minnesota, the #5 seed. Nebraska coming through a very, very tough bracket to be here as an unseeded opponent of the #2 seeded Iowa.
Oh, no, JB. Come on, JB.
Counter shot by...
JB wasn't JBing back then.
No call, 6-2 is the final score at
JB wasn't JBing back then.
Metcalf for Iowa.
All right, let's look at LOL Snap, guys, and that'll be it for today. Let's see, Davison Wrestling. Is this it? All right, you said 50-minute mark? All right, LOL Snap, we're going to check you out. Says I left when I was in middle school in America years, I guess. All righty. That must be it. 50 minutes, you said? 50-minute mark. All right, LOL Snap, let's check you out, brother. We started a little bit earlier.
Thanks for that, Zach. Well, 152 is already over with. That was a bad situation. We put a freshman out on Austin Wilson.
You let me talk a little bit. So
this is going to be a real treat. The wrestler from St. Ed's is Sean Nemec. Sean was a two-time state champion.
Yeah, I might do that. If anybody wants me to watch their matches, hit the Cash App. We'll kind of ease into it before LOL Snap gets in there. That's it. All right, we good. I guess Romero's a little bit older than you then. You got to be at least 10 years older.
5-0. We're a minute into this. That's one thing about Nick and a lot of the Davison wrestlers. They know who these kids are. They've been seeing them for quite a long time, but they're going to come out after them. They're going to fight them. They're going to do their best.
That's not me. Yeah, I started a little bit earlier. I like to ease into it. It's only 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Sean's going to Ohio State next year. He's got a scholarship to go.
Let me just see if catch up on messages real fast. LOL said, LOL, of course that ain't you. That ain't you. Them boys don't look Cuban. Actually, Cubans look different too. I'm not saying they look different, but there's different types of Cubans. I'm watching this show on Netflix. It's Cocaine Cowboys. Those guys Cuban. And LOL Snap said, "Put it on me. I pay for you to watch me." All right, here we go. 30 seconds, bro. 30 seconds. Yeah, he was older than me. You got to be at least 10, 15 years older. How old is Yo Romero? Does anybody know? How old is that man?
Look at nice armbar.
I was the youngest one. Oh. Armbar. Here we go. This is before you had all the cool wrestling shoes and singlets. All the cool headgear. All you had back then was wrestling. You just wore whatever you had. You said you had the Metcalves, but
there's the tech. Now we just gotta keep them off.
Yeah, people weren't paying no $100, $120 for wrestling shoes back in those days. $200 for wrestling shoes back in those days. Now them kids be styling. They be wearing their sweatpants cut off. Sweatpants cut off.
171 with Richard Kirksky.
Baggy clothes. Richard Kirkley. Here we go.
Richard is a big kid.
Look at God dang.
This is their backup at Heaven 71.
My man, straight from Cuba.
Last name is Roddy. Kind of thought we were gonna have.
We know which one you are. Jesus.
But as you found out before, the backups.
They didn't make you play football, brother?
They do a pretty good job too.
He said all I gotta do is pin you. A little slide by. All right, we see you, big LOL Snap.
A lot of people are surprised to hear that Richard's only a sophomore. He's very well built
God, dog.
for his age.
How much were you weighing back then? Ramirez in his 50s?
Now he's well built. He's well coached.
They glazing you too.
This is into his second year. A 2-0 lead here.
Did you know the folk style rules though?
Just about 45 seconds into this.
Cause you guys do freestyle over there in Cuba and Greco.
Richard's looking to try to get some back.
I guess wrestling's wrestling though. Yo, LL snap.
He's got to be careful here. Got that arm behind his back. I see him try to come out in front a little bit and see what he can get here.
Like Jesus Christ! Oh God! They taught you that in Cuba? Break the arm behind the back. God, dog.
Jay Schrager here is a senior. I've seen that.
He over here tearing this senior apart. Got the hook in. He was doing jiu-jitsu out there.
Not really too much happening right now.
No, but this is where Richard's really tough if he can get that locked up.
God, dog. What they feeding you guys over there in Cuba?
20 seconds, 27
What were they
left.
feeding you guys over there in Cuba? I need to get on that diet. And LL Snap gonna have the nerve to say he had low testosterone. Get out of here, LL Snap. Yo's 48. All right, so 12 years older. LL Snap, he had low. I missed it. LL Snap said he had low testosterone. How you got low testosterone? If you got low testosterone, then all of us got no testosterone. All right, let's see this. Hey, oh, going for the pin.
Again, some near fall. Possible.
Nice, brother. We're gonna have to watch some more of your matches, bro. He's like, man, in Cuba, man, this is easy, man. That wasn't even the warm-up in Cuba. He's like, I gotta do some cardio after that match. God, dog, you a specimen, brother. Thank you for the Cash App. Appreciate you.
He's wrestling Chris Honeycutt. Chris took third in state.
God, dog, what they feeding you guys over there in Cuba, huh? I need some of that. Can I get some of that? It's too late for me. I can get a Cuban girl though, and get the next generation on that. That's wild, bro. LL Snap, you a monster, bro. And you said you're gonna heel hook people. That ain't fair. Man. All right, everybody. We're gonna hit about 3 hours. So I'm gonna talk. Give me about 6 to 8 minutes to talk, and it will be done for today. But who else is live streaming for 3 hours on jiu-jitsu and wrestling and a little bit of judo? Just that much of judo. Judo ain't really got much going on, so what I can't cover nothing in judo. But we had a lot going on. We had Craig Jones and Gable Stevenson with some drama. Craig, are you gonna jump on the stream, Craig? I don't believe anything Gable Stevenson was saying. He looked like he was lying out of his teeth. LL guy was state champ. Dang. Why are you doing like that? He says, for real, if LL Snap got low T, I got no T. If he got low T, I got no T. Some super plantanos in Cuba. I need some of that plantain over there. Give me some of that. Give me some of that Cuban plantains. My man said I got low T. It's right. It's 999. I got low T. LL Snap says I got even. We know you got bigger, and stronger and faster. How'd you get bigger, stronger, and faster? And you got low T. That T. He said testosterone was holding him back. That's amazing, brother. Shout out to you. I appreciate the Cash App. You know, I be telling people to Cash App and Snapchat, not Snapchat, whatever you're supposed to do. We appreciate that on this channel. You know, I ain't no Moneyberg. I ain't scamming people like Moneyberg. Moneyberg be allegedly. Moneyberg allegedly be scamming people. We got a ton of money. I gotta sit here and stream for three hours a day, 5 days a week. I enjoyed though. Josiah, what's up, brother? That was awesome. We did talk about Gable Stevenson and Craig. I don't believe Craig's. What jiu-jitsu guy is asking to throw a fight, asking someone else to throw a fight? We just fight. I don't, I know Craig. I met Craig a couple times. I don't think he would say that. I think he would just beat Gable Stevens' ass like you did to Chael Sonnen. I'm not saying I'm not saying Gable wouldn't give a good shot. I just don't feel like the whole turf toe, we know that ain't real. LOL Snap says, you used to kill people in football too. Who, you did, LOL Snap? Yo, yeah. You for sure would have had to play some football. Was that in Texas? Or was that Iowa? Where were you when you met the Metcalfs? Wherever you were, they like, bro, you got to play football. Put them in the football team and the wrestling team. Yeah. He's a he was a monster out there. Even the people talking were like, it's been fun, thank you, brother. Even the people the announcers was like, he's just a sophomore. He's well built. They were glazing you up, bro. No Diddy. They were glazing you. The stream was good. The stream, yeah. It depends on the content. If it's a slow day, then it's hard. It's hard to have a good show. But today was a good show. Craig came through with the drama. Gable Stevenson over there lying out of his teeth. So that's easy to work with. Anybody can work with that content. It says the Sonnen match looked like it worked though. Nah, that buggy truck was in, bro. That wasn't no work. It looked like Craig was ready to get out of there. Craig tapped that dude so fast. LOL Snap says, tell Gable I will do a jiu-jitsu match with him. Just do it, yeah, or a wrestling match. You want to do a wrestling match or a jiu-jitsu match? His toe hurt. He can't do the jiu-jitsu match. Gable Stevenson, I don't know what to say about him. I don't feel like he's ever going to commit to anything. He's gonna flip-flop through life. That's just how he is. We just got to accept that. He says, yes, I played running back. I ran a 4.3. God, dog, bro. Michigan, okay. Michigan. What the heck are they doing over there in Cuba? You got any sisters or anything? Any cousins? We need some of that genetics over here. I need some of them genetics. I don't care if she's 6 foot tall. Let me know if you got a sister back in Cuba. I'll go to Cuba and rescue her. Mushmaster, you want to go to Cuba, bro? Josiah, you want to go to Cuba? We'll get the stream over there to Cuba. LOL Snap, let us know if you got some cousins, sisters, whatever you got over there. Let us know what you got over there, because we need some of that genetics, bro. My man said, I can play football, wrestle, fight, any combat related. He good. God, dog, what is going on over there in Cuba? He said, I had scholarship offers to play football from Alabama and other places. Wow. God, dog, bro, you had it made, bro. You had it made. They saw you. What did you want to do? Josiah says, Cuba, I'm down. All right, Josiah. Josiah said he gonna find a new wife over there. We'll see, man. We'll see. Yeah, we had a couple stories. I don't know what else we talked about. It was a pretty slow day today, but thank you, Craig, for the content. We really appreciate that. That's it, man. We covered some wrestling. Shout out to the World Championships. I need to watch that. Let me check out my flow count real fast. Who fighting right now? I'm hoping Helen pulls through. Helen and Kennedy. Kennedy, come on, Kennedy. Come on, Kennedy. Get it together, Kennedy. I might watch some of that wrestling over there today. And I got some other stuff to take care of too. Who's fighting? I can't see. They don't have the brackets up. Oh, they do have brackets. What weight class is this? Anyway, I think that's it for today, everybody. We did a good job. I think tomorrow will be later live stream, probably later. I don't know what time. Probably 4 or 5, maybe 5 to 8, possibly 9. We'll see. We'll do a later live stream tomorrow on Thursday, and Friday I shouldn't be live streaming. I don't plan on live streaming. Maybe I could do a stream on Saturday. Possibly a stream on Saturday. If you guys are interested, let me know. I might try to set up something for that. Otherwise, love having you guys. Josiah's doing a good job. LOL Snap, he kind of the same. He's saying some misogynistic stuff, but he's doing better. Give me some time to reform him. LOL Snap says, if any jiu-jitsu tournaments pay me enough, I will do a super fight. All right. Balea, where you at, Balea? Let's do the super fight. We can put you against Muhammad Ali and some other people. All right, everybody. I think that's it. If you guys want to support the channel, of course, I'll take your money just like Moneyberg, but let people know about the live stream. Unless I've been talking about those people. Don't let the people I'm talking about know about the live stream. But let the people that don't know what I'm talking about come to the live stream. And, again, we're trying to grow the numbers. Let me see what we're at now. It just takes forever to grow a YouTube channel. It takes forever, bro. Let's see. Shoot. We're at 939, so I think about 61. We need 61 more subscribers. Let's see if I can show you guys. Let me hold this there. I don't want you seeing the numbers I got here. 939. So we're trying to get to 1,000. Can we get to 1,000 people? Come on. We're trying to get to 1,000. So let people know about the live stream and tell them about it. Well, I like what we got now. LOL Snap, what did you say? How did you say I was going to grow the live stream really quickly? What were you going to say earlier? Let me know. That's the last thing I want to know. LOL Snap said he had a good secret for me to grow my live stream. What is that? To sell out the Moneyberg? Oh, that reminds me. Eddie, I got to call somebody. I'll do that after we finish this up. I got to make a call. Hopefully, some good business. We'll see what's going on. I don't know. 5-time world champ. Wait a second. Uh-oh, did I miss that? Oh, shoot. Wait a second. Come back. Don't leave the stream just yet. Wait a second. Let me go back real quick. Can you guys see the... Wait a second. Let's see. LOL Snap, what'd you say? How did you say I was going to grow my live stream? Let me know. If you guys don't follow Earn Your Gold Medal, he got a good channel. Just now saw this. Kyle Snyder won. If you guys, some of you guys weren't around when I've been streaming for a while now. I forget when I started streaming. January? I think I started streaming in January, to be honest. That's before a lot of you guys were here. I don't think any of you guys were here back in those days. Maybe Jason Whitfield. Jason Whitfield been here for a long time. Who else been here for a while? Some other people. I believe Jason Whitfield been here the longest. But yeah, I was going after Kyle Snyder. Because he got in trouble. Congrats to Kyle Snyder. I still ain't really celebrating you. And I'm still hoping your shoes go on sale, but they haven't. I'm still waiting for LOL Snap to get back to me about the answer. Otherwise, that's it for today, everybody. We did a good job. I'm happy with the stream. Hope you guys are happy with the stream. And notice that stream is, thanks to Josiah, the stream has been flowing pretty well. Everybody's been pretty happy so far. Some people sent me money because they're so thankful about the stream. Jason Whitfield, what's up, man? He says, it looks like it was a good move by the U.S. team to totally ignore the world's oldest profession. scandal that Mr. Snyder got caught in. Go USA, I guess. That's how USA is. Well, we know you messed up, but you won that tournament, so we happy now. Kyle Snyder had to win. He had to win to stay out of trouble. So everything's all good now. He won. That's it. He good. He can do interviews now. He got his sponsorship back. He can do them. I don't know if he should be around kids though. I don't know if he should be around kids anymore. I don't know. I ain't got the answers for that. LOL Snap, where you at? LOL Snap said, I got the secret to help you grow your live stream. What was the secret? I'm trying to figure that out before he dips. He might have dipped already. Jason Whitfield, good to see you. Again, I will be live streaming probably later tomorrow. Going to be live streaming late, probably 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern time. And then Friday, no live stream. And I might just make it up to you guys on Saturday. I might stay up on Saturday and live stream. And, that's the best I could do. Jason Whitfield says, it's not like any other country wouldn't have done the same thing. You're telling me Russia wouldn't lie to her? Wouldn't let it lie? I don't know. They going to move some mountains over there in Russia and Iran. That's true. I feel like their athletes know better, though. Their athletes know better than to get in trouble, which is what Kyle Snyder should have done. He should have stayed. He should have just gone home to his wife and kids. He should have just taken himself. He should have took the Bible and went home. Yeah. Well, we're not Russian. We're not Russian over here, except for maybe that one guy with the Russian name. Otherwise, we're from America, so we only going to talk about our American athletes that we know we kind of got a basis for. I don't know what they do in those other countries. Some of them other countries, they can't get on the internet. They got the blocker, the internet blocker. They can the content blocker. They can't. Yeah, I don't know what they doing over there. It ain't my place to judge them, but I'm gonna judge the athletes here in America. Jason Whitfield says our girl Helen is in the finals. All right, Helen, you do it, girl. I knew she could do it. She should have won the Olympics too, but she missed her foot sweep. My girl missed her foot sweep. You know that patented foot sweep she does? She missed that thing. Because she was up, she went for the foot sweep, whoop, missed it. Oh no, she fell back. But I'm rooting for Helen. She's doing good. I'm happy for her. That's all I can say. I support the women's wrestling. Mr. Jason Whitfield supports female wrestling too. All right, everybody, that's it. I said everything I wanted to say. I streamed for 3 hours. Again, who else is streaming about jiu-jitsu for 3 hours consistently? I don't know. You guys let me know who else doing it like me, or if someone else can do it like me. Now, LOL Snap says he wants to, but I think YouTube will kick him off by the second episode. He gonna say something misogynistic, and they're gonna be like, "All right, cut the cord, cut the power." All right, Helen, good. Go for it. Go for the gold, Helen. I might watch some of the matches too. All right, everybody, I'm done. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Again, I'm gonna stream later on Thursday. Okay, later on Thursday. And is it Tuesday? What's today? Oh shoot, today's Tuesday. I'm gonna stream later on Wednesday, and then back to normal schedule on Thursday. Oh, I got the schedule mixed up. I thought today was Wednesday. I'm going to stream later on Wednesday afternoon. We're going to stream. Thursday, regular schedule. Friday, no stream. Saturday, possible stream, okay? And you know what? I feel like going to Costco. I hope I can go to Costco on Saturday. You guys want to hear me eat some Costco pizza on Saturday? Jason says, before EBI Friday, this felt like a 3-hour stream on Grippo. Every day. Now we feel refreshed. Before, I was stressed out. Every day, every stream. Now I feel I'm chilling, bro. I'm out here relaxing. You guys all relaxing. The chat is flowing. We enjoying ourselves. That's what I want. I want to have that good vibe, Nobody's stressed out. Nobody getting stalked. Or, it's just normal. Well, we do say some crazy stuff on here. Especially LOL Snapped. He be saying some crazy stuff. But otherwise, we okay. We still a family channel. Nobody's creeped out. We doing good. All right, everybody. That's it. I'll see you guys tomorrow again later on Wednesday. Wednesday going to be later. Thursday should be normal schedule. Friday, no stream. Saturday, possible stream in the evening, possibly. And that's it. I'm done. I ain't got nothing else to say. I done said everything I wanted to say. You guys stay out of trouble. Take care of your health. Jason Whitfield, did you see LOL Snap? We watched him wrestling. My man is a beast. We might need to go to Houston, and we might need to go to Cuba. We might need to find some wives in Cuba. We'll let you guys keep you guys updated on that. All right. Oh my God. Who else got a crazy live stream like me, bro? Who else could talk about this stuff like me? I don't think it's possible. It might be. I don't know. All right, everybody. See you soon tomorrow, late tomorrow. And peace out.